allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public discussion?
I just came because I saw about the CO2 pipeline discussion.
But I get you. Well, we're in it together, Nick. That's for sure.
I came for the CO2 pipeline discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have any questions about the email I sent.
No, I seen it.
Okay, all right, I didn't know if you had any questions.
No, I don't think much has changed.
Pardon me?
I don't think anything's changed since last week. She sent an email about, I bring it up.
The carbon dioxide plume, if the pipeline were to rupture, how far the plume of carbon dioxide goes and can kill people.
About 8 million, yeah, she's.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss.
I can send it to you.
No, that's fine. No. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss something I was supposed to do.
Yeah, me too.
She only gets about 20, 50 a day.
Yeah. Can't hear you.
She only gets about 50 a day each. With that, do I have a motion to approve the agenda and minutes dated December 6th? Motion by Clark, second by Casey. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried unanimous. We are up to monthly update from the Secretary Road Foreman.
Of course I do, but here. Thank you for letting me.
That's rain, that snow, we have a lot of her.
You guys know how lucky you are, it's raining instead of snowing.
Actually, the temperatures are where they're at too.
Yes.
That is nice.
Everybody be skating.
Gravel roads are slick this morning.
Oh yeah, with that water on top of that packed snow, I knew they would be.
I went down the hill and I wasn't quite sure I was gonna make the corner or not.
Stay in the middle, keep it straight.
Scott, on the last snow, how'd you guys do getting everything taken care of? Did you help each other out, or what'd you do up there?
Yeah, some of Bill's guys took some ground pullers, some blacktops. Chris Galehouse out of my shop went up there and run a grader, and then I went up and after I got my stuff done here in town, and I went up and run another grader.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean, between Bancroft, Wesley, Lakota, and
Everybody just took a little.
Paul, we all, and they just right away, they were on the radio talking with each other, running some extra length of pavement and everything. That Titanca is kind of a unique situation as far, even Lone Rock went on, I don't know if anyone from, well, Lone Rock, we're short a guy, got a guy now,
I
but
ran his territory.
yeah. So Lone Rock will run east and Lakota and Bancroft.
I didn't get any telephone calls, so you must have done all right.
I think
Yeah.
there's a few people that said they out there quick enough.
We didn't, it was a challenging snow. I mean,
Yeah, but
there was 6 inches of snow from north to south, east to west, and it just took some time.
you can do more harm on the gravel than good.
Well, the blades wanted to hop that day, so you had to drive,
Yeah.
you had to drop a gear and move back and forth. And
It was just, it had that load on it, and now that's almost like when you're maintaining, you go too fast, the blade stops hopping, now you've got that on there, so, but, no, we started at 5 in the morning, and we didn't get off until after 5 that night. Some guys worked till 6. And then we came back Saturday morning, cleaned some things up and sanded, so. If you like snow, it was a pretty snow, but it was a lot of snow to remove.
She was heavy.
It was.
That's a new word to me.
What's that?
Pretty snow.
Oh, the first, have you ever seen that? I don't know, it's a Christmas letter or something like that where people move back and they get a pretty snow and shovel. And just got done shoveling the driveway and the snowplow operator goes by and that son of a gun, he threw snow into my driveway. And then I saw a deer, and then, but it all ends at hit another deer this week. That damn snowplow driver.
The trees were,
They were?
the trees.
Does Minnesota use brine?
Oh yeah, I mean the interstate, the DOT definitely does.
Emails.
We took off, went to Mankato this morning,
Okay,
and 169 was wet until you hit Minnesota border.
yeah,
Elmore and Blue Earth was about that thick, packed tighter than heck on the highway.
yeah. You know, I don't know. You know, they do, whether they use it there or whether they were out with it or not.
The Blue Earth all the way to Mankato's fine.
Yeah.
Just that one strip, it was a bear. Well, Scotty, tell Rasmussen thanks for the big pile in front of my driveway again.
Got you filled in, Ethan, did he?
He got me this time. He kind of alternates between me and the church every other time. It seems like I get the wet heavy one always.
You don't get that light fluffy.
Oh, and I got a 4-wheeler and Red's got a tractor, that doesn't quite work for me.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to get down there, I gotta check that intersection there and see what you gotta clean up around that light pole and stuff.
Just a little bit there, otherwise the rest of the stuff's pretty dang good. I think he could have come a little bit sooner, but it was way late that day. He didn't get turned until the girl said until 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 'cause, well, we were on, trying to get the blacktop scraped off, and once it started thawing, then they were on gravels, and I pulled them back off to get them back on the blacktops, to run them one more time, and which I'm glad we did, because they were 90% clear by the time we went home, so, because they were melting.
Plus,
And then, you were going anywhere from 7 to 10 mile an hour, that's how faster you could go. Because once that bit, the blade starts biting, and you get that wheel hop going. But yesterday morning, rerunning them, you could run 19, 20 mile an hour. It was until after dinner, and then after dinner, when it warmed up again, then you started getting the hopping order to start again.
were you ever gonna get McCullen? You didn't get McCullen done, did you?
No, it was all located to do it, and then we had the bridge project, everything up north, all kind of loaded at the same time, and so we'll get her first thing next spring, it won't take long.
Is Munson still putting that big driveway in, Shane Simpson?
yeah, he came in and visited with me actually about it a little bit, so, he's planning on it anyway, right now.
He took those 3 barns down, they're going.
Yeah.
Right. But it's gonna take a little bit of work, we wanna make sure we get those in the, get those in the right elevation and everything, so.
Are you gonna take that corner one of Simpson's out?
That's up to them, I guess.
Seems like it holds water.
Well, it could, But, you know, that's actually drainage district. That's a private drain over a drain, a private drive over the drainage district. The other one we put in when we moved that, well, we put a big tile into that ditch a few years ago and then graded and,
You got rid of Bristol's Bridge. and you-
right, put those in at that time, yeah,
And you took all that guardrail that's along that road out.
right. So I do have those plans and I was looking that over and talked to Ron about it. Gotta get back in touch with him. I don't think that they're gonna be doing any work, yet this year.
It's gonna take a lot of fill. But it'll take the fill he's got on his
But,
old
yeah,
one, move it over.
right, they'll take from one spot, move it to the other.
Maybe it's hidden in this one somehow.
You have any idea where that's at? Who's they? We were on it, I know that. Well, look at it again. Okay.
Right here.
Is that the avenue or the street? East, west, or north, south?
Well, I don't get to be by there, right there.
Because they live right there in that corner.
North, south, and east, west, I would imagine.
Probably hate it.
One of the road that goes by Hannah, that thing's slick. That's bad. I was on a Saturday and it was good, you know, just snow.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to the farm, I went right over by the driveway. She melted just enough.
Yeah.
Come Todd Holmes. Todd said
We may have to put ice strips on them and run some of them, we could do that.
Well, I think, like you say, if you
it.
just,
Todd had to go out and send it.
that V-pick might break that up. I mean, you're just gonna have to go slow is the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Yep. Just trying to break that glaze and.
I think Phil was gonna try and throw one on this morning and see how it works.
Phil was gonna try it?
Got that thing you got that takes the bumps out of the gravel?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, so we got carbide teeth in front of it, so that should really bite good out your thing.
Sent it to you, Bijou
But
found
if you
it.
go too deep, you're gonna tear the gravel up, won't you?
Well,
Yeah, you don't wanna put any pressure down, you wanna use float.
They want gravel or
Blacktop.
Yeah, we've had guys go in pretty deep with a front, whether they got a dozer blade or ice. You hit that spot on that gravel and she starts, right, Ron? I mean,
Well, hopefully it don't get too icy for you today.
That's what the stage what it's doing.
No kidding.
All right, well, we're gonna move on, we gotta run some vehicles.
all right.
Thanks, guys.
We got Ron Engelbart's with years of service, so, I think they were gonna stick around. Doug, there's Doug, okay, thanks.
Yeah, Kossuth Regional Health Center isn't able to make it through the weather, so, the packets are on.
Do we have?
Yes.
Ron. Congratulations. 20 years of service.
Maybe we'll get more and more. There we go. All right, thank you.
Yeah, you got any words of wisdom after 20 years?
No.
Thanks, Ron, for all your hard work. Ron's a good employee.
Can you critique the foreman right now?
I'll walk out, I'll walk out.
They're all good.
Yeah,
I want to sign that quick.
he's been a good worker for all 20 years. Appreciate everything that you do,
Sorry about that.
knowledge that you have, pass
Germania.
on to everybody.
You keep Germania in line.
That's right, that's right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, Ron. Have a good day.
Yeah.
In your packet, we had the third judicial district annual report for FY 2022.
No, it's not in the packet because it's big five.
Okay, does anybody want to go through it?
Who's on that committee?
Kyle, we looked at it last week. Yeah.
Just click through.
So, let the record acknowledge that we'll put it in the file and we acknowledge that we received it. And we are up to decision to consider approving joint representation and conflict waiver with Shelby County for Alters and Conley and the Iowa Utility Board pipeline permit proceedings.
I'll make the motion.
Four, Mr. Casey makes a motion for, do I have a second?
Second.
Ross, second. Discussion. I don't know how much further it's gone.
I talked to him last week. I called Mr. Whipple. And he said we had to discuss this, and I said, we already voted on it. He goes, well, I didn't know that. Had the auditor send me what you voted on? And he says, your stuff's on my table right now and I'll get on it.
The ordinance, the first draft of the ordinance is done. He sent it to me and asked me to go through it. I've asked Doug if he would look through it with me. And then after that's done, then he will present it to the board. But he wants us to look through it. He has some comments he wants to talk to me about first. And then, maybe some additions or something. And so I've asked Doug if he would review it with me. And then after that's done, which will be the next day or so, then, he will submit it to you, maybe next week's meeting, I'm not sure.
So can we vote on it right away, or do we have to have so many, paper, or so many days of work?
That would be a question.
That'd be a question.
But it takes, I mean, you'll have to set a public hearing, you'll have to have 3 readings and, or how many is required, depending on whether you waive it.
So he does have the first draft.
But we can vote on it before our term is up, that we wanna go forward, correct?
Don't know how fast I'm guessing since he has the first draft done and he's just waiting for us to get back to him, I don't.
I don't think you can vote on it, you gotta.
Oh, yeah, you have to publish it first, it has to be published,
I don't think you guys will get to vote.
No.
no,
Because we won't, it'll be read 3 times. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
it has to be published first before a vote can happen.
But we gotta vote on it to get it published, correct? So we got that vote in there, correct? Alright.
We just can't go to pass the ordinance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the sign the waiver that you're talking about.
Right. Any other questions on the waiver?
Oh, and Roger, you were concerned about we'd be standing alone, you know, if we change the, and I told you, Palo Alto is supposed to get on board with us if we get ours passed.
Emmett?
Hancock is gonna get on it. Now I heard, I just forget, the one right south of Hancock, is it right or Woodworth? Right.
Right.
Matt Dover talked to him and he said, if you guys are all doing it, when they get it passed, give us a copy. Because I'll throw it in front of our board and there's a good chance we'll pass it. So there'll be 4 of us right here with the same setbacks.
I think Emmett is considered.
I know Green County over in Easter too, they're
up in arms about it too. There's some county on the radio that said they're doing the half-mile setbacks also. And Whipple's on that, well, that somebody else is doing the half-mile setback instead of the quarter-mile. So,
As long as we have it consistent.
they,
Do a roll call vote?
Casey,
yes.
Lost.
Yes.
Platt.
Yes.
Jerks.
Yes. Passed unanimous. There. I think we're up to you, Doug.
There's no construction in the road right-of-way requests. Construction down at Irvington, that bridge, they did get some concrete poured there. They're stripping, cleaning things up. We're hoping that they can get guardrail on yet, and then we can open that bridge up. So a lot of it just depends on weather and how much work they get completed. Up in Lincoln Township, bridge on the west line of section 11 of Lincoln, they've got 2 caps poured, and they are going to get things buttoned up, but they're stopping operation for the winter. That's a gravel road, actually on no snow removal, so it's not any problem there. The wind energy, Kossuth Wind Energy, they've pretty much got all their reclaiming completed, and we have all those roads taken over, and the same with Ledyard Wind Power. Lone Rock, Hunter Rickey started at the Lone Rock shop yesterday. Blake Stevens started at the transfer station yesterday, and Scott and I interviewed a couple of people for the Titanca shop Friday. We are doing some background checks now, and hopefully get somebody, at least one person hired at Titanca. We'll see how that all goes. I have received some road and driveway permit information from both Navigator and Summit. I've replied back to them until they get anything from the Iowa Utility Boards. We're not going to take any action, approve anything. We will review things and be ready if it happens, but until that. I also sent out a request for quotes for a skid loader, our older skid loader. We have about $35,000 worth of repairs, tracks, possible, all the sprockets and different things that run the tracks, and then we got an engine valve in there. They've estimated it's about $35,000 to repair. We could purchase a new one like what we just purchased with trade for about $50,000. So I thought it'd be better to just go ahead and trade that one off and get one identical to the one we have.
Brand new,
It would be brand new, yes.
with tracks, right?
Yeah, with tracks. So operators would know they'd be identical. Operators would have everything together on that. We'd be able to put all of the different equipment on it, have everything be that way. So I've asked for the request for quotes, and I'll open those up next week.
You going on the Cat or you going Bobcat?
Caterpillar, yes. And that is all that I have right now. Oh, engineers conferences this week. I've got a farm to market review board meeting this afternoon. And then the conference is tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. So I'll be gone and taking off, excuse me, a little bit prior on 10 o'clock. So.
bridge, you're talking a few weeks, month yet?
It depends on how soon they get that thing stripped. You know, they gotta get everything stripped and they gotta get everything cleaned up.
They got that road out yet?
No, I don't think so.
That temporary bridge, whatever
Right.
you call it, that's still on.
203.
So,
We can just drive through that, can't
well, actually, I mean, if they had the bridge deck cleared off, you know, they put all their material up there and work on it. I mean, we can get over the bridge.
I see the cranes are still there.
Yeah. So,
There's a lot of backhoe work the other day.
yeah,
I
they're,
see
they're,
working.
they're doing some work, but,
Now, how far out are they past? Are they getting fined now? or-
oh yeah, they're working under penalty, yes.
Is there
I don't know
several
how many days it is, but,
days? They're probably on that job.
right. Oh, excuse me, yes. One other thing. Sorry, Donna, I asked Donna to come over. We met with Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Karen and Vincent and some of her team yesterday afternoon. Why don't you come up and
I was
hit me?
gonna say,
Hit me on the
I
back of
was
the
gonna say,
head.
well, I was sitting back there,
Um,
and I just. you're-
We visited about a few different things that they offer. And one thing that Donna and I think would be worth it, they offer a couple of different options for Medicare. One is just a plain simple, we can have them come up and talk to employees that are thinking about retiring. And they can tell you, explain Medicare, explain the additional supplements, is that what they call them? Supplements to, that are available in naturally, you know, they sell those supplements. But they do have another Medicare, it's a group benefit. And maybe Donna, you know a little bit more about it than I do, but.
We've talked about it for a couple of years, I think off and on. The group benefit plan is something that is, it's Plan F, which is no longer available in the individual market. It would have to be through a group. It would be at the employee's discretion, at the employee's cost, but it's a way to enter, in my understanding, Medicare with a group rate, and you continue that group rate throughout versus every year looking at what your plan is, and it's the Part B. The one thing the board would need to approve that, there would be a separate binder, there would not be any fiscal impact to the board, it would be just a benefit to offer at employees' discretion upon their retirement at age 65.
Is that the one where they can never cancel it?
I don't know if I'll say never cancel it, but it stays like when you enter, it's at a rate and it does not go up, maybe 2 to 3%, where usually most Medicare increases as your age increases. I think the current rate is about $218.40 a month. They said they had about a 2 to 3% increase last year. Again, Plan F is no longer available in the individual marketplace. It would only be for group. But that would be something the board, I'll probably put on the agenda next week. What they're looking at, they can come to the Medicare conference seminar anytime. You have to actually act on if you want to go into a group benefit. And then it would be about 45 days to get that binder prepared, and then they would give that information to staff.
Is there any cost, no cost to the county, the taxpayer?
Not to the county, no, the individual.
To the individual.
Individual would be eligible, or be
Right,
the responsible party.
so it's mainly, it's their supplement insurance.
Correct. Right. So the Medicare seminar, I think in general, there's always questions. I mean, that's something that people have questions about. But I think it would be advantageous to look at the group benefit seriously too, so that they have that option. For some people, maybe that option F is not going to work for them, depending on their circumstances. So I don't think that it would be bad information for those that are, I think they indicated we had 23 over 63 and 50 between 60, so about 70 some.
That's individuals,
Individuals.
not necessarily
That's like
employees. It might be some spouses in there as well, in that number.
You say?
I think she said, and I had it written down, 23 over 63 and then 50 to 60. So I'm assuming 60 to 63, but we know we have a few others knocking on that 60 door. Maybe we're counted.
Speak for yourself.
I'm looking at everybody here.
Give me the idea.
Well, you're probably in that first number.
Jack's only 39.
Anyway, again, it's more for information, and I think the thing that we need to consider is the timeliness, and I think how we communicate this to staff too.
So does that cover all of them then? Like, isn't there a B, a C?
You get A automatically, or not automatically,
A
on
is A, but
65.
then there's a.
B is your supplement, and then D is your prescription, and I think they indicated D would be a whole different conversation, because most people's circumstances are all
So
different.
what's the F then?
The F is actually a part of B.
Yeah, it pays you what B doesn't pay.
Pays for A, yeah, is a supplement. And I'm by no means an expert on this, and so I think having Wellmark presented, especially when people start talking about the different circumstances, that's just a lot.
D is the one that can get expensive.
Prescription, and all that.
But to me, it isn't, there's no cost to the county for this at all. This is more or less for all of our employees to learn a little bit, give them the opportunity, and then if we have that group and if employees find it beneficial, they can certainly sign up for it. So I think it'd be good for employees.
And that, so when people leave, is the life insurance that we have, employees can take that with them and pay that,
They can continue up to $5,000 for $250 a month.
5,000 with coverage?
Yeah, 5,000 with coverage. When they're employed, it's 25,000. And it does, I think, age out.
And that's the most you can have is 5,000, you can't buy the extra?
I have not heard that you could. That's just what's offered.
And then what about the dental and vision?
The-
Can you carry that out too?
Dental and vision end at 65. I think Aflac has talked about that there's a product that they sell for dental. And because our dental just, we were just informed last year that they could
But
not
if you're
continue
employed,
past.
as long as you're employed, you can still have it, but when you leave, you can't.
Right, you can't COBRA or continue it after age 65. And you can't for your health insurance either. But up until 65, retired or employed, if you're eligible.
Some of the plan.
I'll put it on the agenda for next week, but we kind of, it's
Yeah.
about a 2-hour information. They've talked a lot of
Right.
different things, so I think that's what we pulled out as initially to start with, and obviously when the rates are released, you guys will see us back.
And we can certainly too, make them available if you would have some questions. They would be virtually they
Yeah,
didn't say they'd necessarily drive up.
no, but I think Corey
We could
said-
put them in a conference call or something like that.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
Contact Corey on that.
Yeah, would you please?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Donna.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Anything else, Doug?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, we have wellness tomorrow, right?
Pardon me?
We have wellness tomorrow. so-
12 is tomorrow, yeah, I'm doing it a week early, just because we need to get the plan for next year figured out, and that was something we did yesterday a little bit too.
8:30 down there. All right.
Have you had a chance to look at that ordinance that I sent? Let me know.
Oh, now Donna made a mess. I did not. I skimmed over it, looked over some of his comments, but
Okay,
I did not get
Don,
to
there's
read it.
paper towels right there. That's the paper, what is it?
yeah, up there.
I can't really reach it now. It's hard for me to reach.
Maybe sometime this week we can get together because we need to get back to.
Yeah, I plan on, I'll be in Des Moines tonight and I'll read through it and I'll be visiting with you, yes.
Thank you, guys, for doing that, I really appreciate
If there's nothing else, Doug, we will start drainage. March. You canceled Jim Hudson.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think sure it'd be better when Supervisor Stecker was here.
Okay, so that's been moved to the 27th.
Okay. 27. Charge for the drainage district crossing. I think the other counties have changed their ordinance, most of them to over 7,500.
There's some, so in your folder I put, the ones that have the 7,500 was for the. If it was a difficult access,
Yeah.
pipeline is big. So they had 7,500 for each crossing. And then the rest have the 750 up to 750, but it's by individual, and ours is 1,000 for tile crossings
Right.
at this time.
Well, the money they're throwing around, add another zero to it. They're throwing a lot of cash out there.
Um, What's the,
And this is just a copy of, I mean, this says the Dakota access. It's not actually for the current thing.
No, that's what they had in place
Okay.
for that, and that was.
So what are they doing for the other grant? I'm gonna have the current.
They're working on what they were gonna
So we're at 1,000, we wanna go to where?
do. Roger's the one that put it on the agenda. Discussion, so whether you wanna up it, or it does say case by case.
you,
What do you want to go up to, Roger?
well, you want to be consistent with some of the other surrounding counties. They're gonna try and go to 7,500 requests, and if you want to do that, that's fine with me, but we have to do it pretty soon.
Well, if the other counties are doing it, why we wouldn't?
Yeah.
It's totally up to the board, I say, well, I will bring it up and we'll talk about it.
I said throw a zero on it, be 10 grand, so 75's close.
Right? Be consistent with the ordinance, consistent with the drainage problem.
So we have to
We'll have to,
do a resolution.
yeah, to amend our drainage crossings.
So we can't do that today.
No, but we'll have to have a motion to do that.
I'll make the motion that they change it to 7,500, I got no problem.
I have a motion by Galen, do I have a second? I'll second. We'll get it on the agenda and do a thorough discussing of the ordinance and, yeah. Is there any more discussion on it? Everybody understands what we're doing? I don't have a complete list of who's changing there.
Well, that's just tile, that's not,
Right.
not,
Just
dredge.
the
If
county
they-
names.
If they gotta go underneath the dredge of that, they don't get charged nothing there,
If they cross the drainage, yeah,
right? They would do that.
Yeah.
Every crossing of any drainage district facility
Right.
requires an easement. So whether it is a 8-inch lateral or a 24-inch main, or if it is a drainage district open ditch, it all is a crossing. I mean, we have our procedures, and I have forwarded these on to both Summit and Navigator as they were written, so. Would you like me to just amend that then and put, instead of 1,000, 7,500?
I don't think we're changing anything else in the drainage crossing ordinance. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. It's not an ordinance either.
No,
This is just procedures
yeah,
that
resolution,
the drainage that you guys have approved, so.
So what we did today takes care of it, we have, no, we have to put it on next week.
Because we'll have to.
I think it would be better to
Amend it.
amend it and take action on it
Right.
next week. Then we'll have a new adoption date on this and all, so.
we'll have a resolution number on it.
Yeah, we can certainly put a
I
resolution
think that's,
together.
We
I-
have the resolution already, so we can just change the word.
What resolution is it?
It's a resolution setting crossing fee for Dakota Access LLC.
Okay, see, we're a little bit different, because we have procedures.
I think we wanna follow what we have.
Yeah, we did not do the drainage district crossing similar to the resolutions that the Drainage District Association modeled.
So we're not changing that.
No, we're gonna change what we have.
Yeah, and that's how we've handled the high voltage transmission lines, the wind energy conversion systems. In all actuality, if somebody's putting in a fiber optic line, they really need to be following this. So if that is the case, then they would be paying $7,500 for their easements as well, so.
Why can fiber optics go in the road or right alongside the road, nobody else can? Just easier?
Well, I mean, anyone can try. There is, in fact, we successfully defended the use of putting transmission lines from wind energy in the road right of way. Road right of way is an easement, and it's for transportation purposes. And there is case law out there where
They put it on the agenda for next week.
utility companies have tried to put their, or anyone has tried to put their components in the road right away. Well, if a landowner has not given those people permission to put that in the road right away, landowners still have rights. And that's where attorneys can represent landowners and object to that kind of thing. And that's what we did with the Wex Energy, where we told them that they had no right to do it. And we, through our attorneys, Brick, Gentry, they successfully stopped, the county stopped some wind energy from being developed.
Because I found the west half of section 12, or the east half of section 12, I didn't have an option. They said, this is what we're gonna pay, we're going through your field, we're gonna your crop. I didn't get an option, yes or no.
Do you own the property?
I was just.
Well, they were talking with the owners of the property. I mean, as a tenant, and I'm not an attorney, I mean, as a tenant, you have some rights. As the road department, we have some rights. Owners you know, they still own in fee simple there, so,
Because the only reason I was asking that is that gravel road right south of Mom's,
yeah.
they couldn't do that when they were putting them wind towers on, they couldn't do that, grind that road up and make it like a concrete road, because there's a fiber optic line running down that gravel road.
Yeah,
That's what I was wondering, why don't they always do it down the gravels or the fields or wherever they can, huh?
yeah, I mean, there's a fiber optic on the Laverne Sexton Road that's outside of our road right away.
Thought they pulled that,
On the
that's where they-
west,
Thought that's where they pulled it, they put it in the field now.
they put it on private property, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's utilities, there's infrastructure on private property, there's infrastructure on the road. And it's a rights question, legal right question, so. Well, I'll get that taken care of and
Okay.
get it, in your guys' packet.
I will just have all those in favor of changing it and starting the procedure, and next week we'll have it on the agenda. All those in favor of that, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Marge, we have a drainage request.
It's already been.
It's already been repaired, so I would think that we approve it, you want me to sign it?
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Send that down to Kyle's desk. And we had one other repair up there that the contractor was doing, and he said he was gonna send you the email on the request. Yeah. So now I think it's named after-
David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's contacted you. Dwayne.
Dwayne David,
Yep.
yeah.
He called and said the contractor was in the field and they could fix it, and I said, we could fix it.
Yeah.
We're good.
Mark, they ever get that stuff done over in back one, the 5 fixes, don't you? Ricel's supposed to do them, there's
I
5 or
think
6.
he's doing some on the south end. I haven't gotten any bills in that he's completing any, but I believe he's working on some.
Mr. Knapp, when you take over next year, make sure them jobs get done over there. Keep that in the back of your head, that Reitzel's doing the job. Just make sure that he gets it done as soon as he can, because then people want it done before spring work. Yep.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 things to do over there.
I had like 5 or 6 myself.
Yeah.
And then you got 1 or 2 to the north of me.
Yeah, I got some over there you haven't done yet.
That repair request, be taken care of by the supervisors.
Do I have a second to last motion?
I'll second it.
Second by Casey. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Marge. Anything else, Marge?
I did talk to Jim Hudson, and, he had talked about Goodwin, and about Goodwin is,
It's fine with taking
and he's gonna put some motions to the court to
dismiss,
proceed, yeah.
because he had dismissed once before.
Correct.
Is this, I don't know, I didn't read all 500 pages, is this all the same issues? Oh,
He was gonna go through it and file some motions, and then he'd get back to us on, but he felt he had a good understanding, he would coordinate with Bolton and Meeks
good,
attorney,
because they dismissed it once before.
and it's very possible.
He did get back to us on Friday afternoon about what to do with the paperwork that we were getting for the house.
Okay, I've had calls with past supervisors and what's going
Yeah,
on. and
yeah,
I-
he said just to,
And Goldwood would represent all of them because of the past, and it has drainage trustees, it's the same.
yeah, he said just to call them and let them know that the packets were here and if they were picking them up. Because so I talked to all of them yesterday and they will stop by and pick them up.
Did they?
They're able- They have not yet, but they
Okay.
will, they indicated, each of them indicated they would stop by.
Because they called me beginning of last week.
Yeah, it was Thursday, I think, we found that back to us and said, yeah, just call.
Pam said she was moving to Texas.
Yeah, I texted her yesterday.
Don called me yesterday. I don't know how to do anymore. I don't know anymore. Yeah.
I told them all it was too much to me, so.
Yeah.
They
all got packages like that?
Yeah, they're all the same size.
I got a bunch of beaver dams that trapped out. Do you want me to have the landowners make requests to tear them out, or do you just want me to come in someday and tell you where they're at? And I do the request.
You can
You can do it.
if you're a trustee, so you can go out and,
You can make the request, it's just.
if you have locations, you can put it in.
I don't know if I had to talk to them first, because I know they want the dam ripped out.
Yeah, rip the dams off. You got the beavers trapped?
They did.
Good.
Okay.
Rip the dams off, get it done.
That Phil Reitzel probably won't touch them till, you got that under for one, that's why I was wondering if he's gonna come down and do them, I could give him a thought. I gotta see which ones are in drainage districts, 'cause I know Zephyrs is private, that won't get done. He's got 4 dams himself, but that's all private drainage.
Anything else, Mike? Thank you. Thanks for getting all the husband and a good one. And, we're gonna have, do you have any committee reports, Mr. Casey?
No, I just had people call me on the, several times on the pipeline stuff. But otherwise, no, I didn't. I got one tomorrow, I got one tomorrow. They moved it up a week.
Doug, do you have something else?
Yeah, I had some plans that were laying on my desk when I got down there. These are asphalt plans for next year. They'll be led at the Department of Transportation in March. And there's a time where things need to be reviewed, make sure that everything can be put into a contract so the DOT reviews them. So they're due to the DOT next Tuesday, but since we're all here, I was wondering if the board would just sign these.
Yes. Which blacktops are there?
This would be Lots Creek Road. There's a pavement to the west or east of the old Whitmore Golf Course, and there's a pavement that runs south out of Lone Rock. 3 projects there.
Are they doing the Route 2 road next year? Is that 2 years?
No,
That's
that's
2 years.
a few years out. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to rejuggle my program just a little bit, because with the switch from SWAP funding back to federal funding, SWAP funding can be used on any farm to market route or above. The federal funding has to be, have a collector classification. And I had farm to market, so I gotta do some things, bits and things different and get them over to our tech committee. So. But we'll be doing that, putting that together in the program.
So the Houston road's good, we're gonna get where Johnny, where Munson's gonna put that driveway. Then
Right.
There's about a half mile where it's kind of, but the rest of the road's
Correct.
good.
So this one, so Whittemore took over that road.
No, that's not part of that farm to market
That's
extension.
not okay.
No.
It's just east of town, you said?
Yeah,
Like
the
a golf
old
course.
golf course, it's east of the golf
Right.
course. It's actually, it'd be the same P20, it just jogs a little bit to get over there. So. All right, thank you.
Anything else, Doug?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If not, it's gonna have to wait till next week.
Okay.
Thanks.
Donnie, do you have anything?
I don't.
Okay. I didn't have anything. We're up to our auditor.
Okay, just a couple things. Today from 1 to 5 is the trustee election for DD 61 North that I love the county is holding. They're holding at the Whittemore Fire Station. It's just for the people that are in Kossuth County, I believe, that are in that drainage district, Carmen's handling, all of that so we're not involved in any of that, but just a reminder that that is happening at the Whittemore Fire Station this afternoon. Next week, at 5 o'clock, we have the compensation board, meeting, for anybody that can attend. I believe all the board representatives are able to make that, so it should work well. On the agenda for next week is just a regular meeting so far, nothing unusual. We're busy in our office, finishing up valuations, and I'm finishing up reconciling tips to get the tip reconciliations out to all the cities, and then finishing tip for our budgets. We're, have all the worksheets out to the department heads. They have to be back in next Friday, and then we have budget workshop scheduled for the first week in June.
Did you get a hold of Myrtle and tell her that I'm out, Doctor's in?
Yes.
And was I correct, she don't need the other 2 spots
Correct,
filled?
yes.
Kyle was, seemed really concerned about it.
No, correct, and that is on the agenda for the January, the first meeting in January, so.
To put the other, well, we don't have to do the connect one, do we?
I don't know, I sent her, we filled out the sheet that had Roger's name instead of yours, and I emailed it to her, and she had told her that the rest would be done in January. And she said she appreciated that.
Because Donnie's a 1 or 2 spots.
Yeah.
I think he was 2 spots, wasn't he? And then connect, which I don't know, we will have to still connect to it.
I don't know,
It's not a supervisor in that spot.
and I don't know if we make that, if you guys make that recommendation, or if somebody else does.
I don't remember ever doing that.
Okay, so then maybe that's on her. So, that's all.
That's it?
That's all.
Sam, do we know a day yet for when we get installed or sworn in yet?
I'm still waiting for Judge Gales. She's
Oh, okay.
hoping to do it on the 28th, but she has not heard confirmation from her family as to what their travel plans are
Oh,
yet.
sure.
So as soon as she gets back to me, then I will know for sure. If she is unable to do it the 28th, then we'll reach out to Judge Courtney and see if he is able to do it. So far, I have not heard back from her. And I don't want to be too pushy.
Yeah. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I'm still waiting. She had told me she would get back to me as soon as she knew for sure.
Sounds good.
I can't think of anything else. It's gotta be, might not make it next week,
Okay,
don't know yet. I gotta think of something,
okay,
to see, find somebody else.
okay. All right, the rest of you. Okay, it's kind of long.
I'll text you more, you know.
Okay.
Well, let's go on break until 10 o'clock. Yeah, the first one is Kossuth County Fair and Agricultural Association. Is somebody here from the fair?
Maybe they're running late.
Is it Scott?
Be Scott Shelby.
Well, we'll come back to them.
Okay,
Well, we gotta wait till.
We gotta wait till 10:15 for your team.
so we'll see, maybe he's running late, maybe. Yep.
You guys, which group are you with? Who are you? But you're with, you with the care team? It's a public meeting.
Yeah, she's just here.
Oh, you're just here.
I'm with the care team, but Ally will be coming here.
As long as we're at the point where we're talking about the fair, last year it was 30,000 for repairs.
They didn't use it though, did they?
No, I don't believe so. I think
And I
they were
don't-
gonna keep it in a fund,
To build a building or something?
yeah, because they were talking
Redo
about
the-
the fairgrounds.
Redo the grants.
Or the, yeah, grants.
It's supposed to be over $1 million, so.
Can everybody be here?
Yeah, this is a public meeting, right?
Yeah, you're fine, yep, yep,
Did you
you're
have,
fine.
did you have something you wanted to say, or?
No.
No.
Sorry.
I think when Shilty was here last time, we talked about holding it until we had a bigger project. Maybe assuming that it's a rate.
Let me see if I have any email from him.
You did tell me he's on the 10, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I haven't had
Oh. Supposed to stay warm all night.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
That's a good
I hope
thing.
so.
Yeah.
We get some of that stuff that you call pretty on Thursday again, so we can.
I just meant the trees, right? Just the trees.
Called Purdy.
Not the actual
Looks like
snow,
you're
the
like one of
trees.
Louis on Saturday night. How they can need over this thing. But they're herring, they're good herring. Good their crops last night for something. They're good, they're pretty tasty.
You still need to wait till 10:15 since that's what's published?
Yeah.
That's fine, just wanted to check.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess I could have on the agenda just listed them and then gave the times in the letter. Next year, I'll make a note for the next year.
Make it nice for the guys. Build a Christmas house. Do you do your kids stuff, or you just do the old fashioned red check? The cash? Just do it right. I like writing check. I'd rather have cash, no.
We'll see.
John, that guy's out of it. Will support it? Support. That's what her mom was on.
What needs to get blocked?
Huh?
Weather announcements?
I told him we block everything. We've had this.
Not everything, but a lot.
Well, you don't have this one, you got this one blocked.
Are you on Casey Public or KCCH? Because Casey Public is a lot more open. Alright, well, I'll look through logs, mark all your stuff.
Careful what you ask for, right?
Right?
Yep.
Just might get it.
Yeah.
You just might get it, I'll be done.
Like down in this morning.
We didn't even have to stamp anything today.
Oh, here, you can see it.
I didn't change it.
Oh.
I could change it, but what's next week? December 20th.
Yes. Are you? Oh.
Yeah, I was just hoping to.
Well, okay, then I can see maybe if it's coming from the church here, that maybe it's I have no idea. Is she part of that group? And I don't know. She says that's the church.
Yeah, she just said it. And I guess in the past, Linda was sharing the name with her, which I couldn't, it was PC.
Okay. Well, that. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe they had requested that, so we probably can. But he lives in Texas part of the time, I'm in Florida, I'm part of the time, you're part of the time. Education, even under. Yeah, for your information.
Yeah.
Last year.
Well,
Says 34 weeks.
It's supposed to go up to 36. Hopefully it does.
You got time.
I'm gonna get the federal done because the first time I kind of leaked it, not that. We passed that.
Conservation's over there. That's a long drive. Takes the fun out of it.
Well, corn beans are up. They're up 15 cents.
You're in the wrong side.
I'm in the wrong county, I'm from South Carolina. Seems like we own property in this county, we should still have some representation.
Benjamin knows.
Okay. Snow's gonna be easy, kind of.
Even Sandy
And, he's west of
Wait,
okay.
Sunday.
Jack said he's.
Oh, sure.
For, 1490. We have to have that.
So I said in some of the recommendations, the last couple of years.
They had
sure,
Yeah, the case is 20 pounds. I don't know if I need 20 pounds.
It's good, we had the last one, I mean, it's good.
I bought a couple pounds one day, I twisted up.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
kind
it takes a lot, it's like, they call it, I think up there, they call it, break the flag off, they call it, cone.
That's your green, just the sharp though.
Just the law library.
Yeah. Really kitty.
Yeah, there's, I was surprised, there's quite a
No, I didn't.
quite a bit, it's good.
I had a pound that was enough. With your others for supper, that was enough for me. Just lobster tails, holy dick, it's $60 a pound. I found some, over in Louis here, 2 to 4 drum shrimp.
She's here.
They're, 45 bucks a pound. Really? This one's just a small lobster tail.
Do you want this number? Yeah, go ahead.
You got a minute?
And we have some openings.
Put them at 11.
Yeah, we can, or 11:15.
Yeah. Tours will take 5 minutes.
We are at 10:15, Kossuth County Care Team.
Yes,
Yeah, come on
please.
up.
I can match it on that side.
Stand here.
You stand or sit or however you want. Grab a chair, do whatever you want.
Oh, casual. Okay, all right. Is this a camera?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Ally. I'm the director of the care team here in Kossuth County. I was here last year. So we've had some big changes this past year. We are at record high numbers of clients. So we average about 45 new clients per month. So people that have never used the care team, that have never used the food pantry. We do assist with vouchers for the county's food pantry. They're seeing record numbers too for the food pantry, so everybody's kind of feeling that pinch. We are also becoming more bilingual. So all of our literature, all of our documentation in the store, we have to convert to Spanish since we do have a increased number of Hispanic people that are coming to see us. And they literally will come here the day they arrive. Like, they're in Florida, then they come see us right away and they get everything they need for their house. They get beds, they get food, they get everything they need. So we are a definite an asset to the Hispanic community. And then, this is only my second time. I don't know what all I'm supposed to say. So this year we're gonna ask for a little extra money if that's okay. We're gonna hopefully request 17,000, if that's okay, just because we are having added expenses with translating all of our documentation and being able to assist more individuals.
I think it'd be nice if eventually we could get to, between the city and the county, enough to cover Ally's salary as director. Everyone else that works in the kind of the retail outlet there are volunteers. So I'm a volunteer, I do take care of the books there. She has like, what, 3 generally, or 3 or 4 people assisting there. They're all volunteers. Then of course we also operate the Loving Hands Nursery, and most of that is paid staff. There is 1 volunteer there that's there pretty regularly. So that staff is paid. So that's 3 mornings a week during the school year where people can bring their children in. And there's no cost to people that bring
Does
their
the city
children.
don't own
What's that?
Does the city don't budget any money for care, for you?
Yes,
They do.
I think it's around 5,000 or 5,500, I think is what we received last year from the city of Algona. But we are, obviously, population is mostly in Algona, but we certainly are reaching people across the county too. And it is, we've been very fortunate, also with donations of furniture and clothing and, so it seems, but it comes in and it goes out, quite rapidly, it seems, especially some things, so.
Do you guys pick up or do they have to bring?
They have to bring it in, yeah. We've, there's been concerns in the past of people going into other people's homes and picking things up, and sometimes we don't have the staff to do it, and to just have somebody that has a need to go to the home. Generally, we are not doing that. There may have been some exceptions, Ally.
If they leave it out on the curb.
Yeah, if they leave it out or something, but they just don't want somebody else going into somebody's home. Apparently, there's been some issues with that in the past.
You gotta make an appointment then?
Just as long as we're open.
To drop something off, they generally don't need an appointment for
That's
that.
my neighbor lady, she passed, and they were gonna give some stuff to the vets, but whatever the vets don't want, I just wonder if I could load it up to bring it in sometime.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like pickup loads or something, it might not hurt to give Ally a call.
Generally, what do you have appliances or?
Occasionally we get appliances. Right now we have a washer and dryer. We did have a stove last week. We occasionally get in a fridge. We do get a fair amount of washer and dryers, but if they can't bring them to us, I'll put it on our Facebook page like, hey, they left them at the curb. You have to go there to get it off the curb, and then we usually coordinate with that person, so it's, they're not in their house or whatever, and everything seems to work out pretty well with doing that, but we do get a fair amount of appliances. We are in a constant need of mattresses, so if you know of anybody that has any size mattress that's in, decent condition, we always take those, because those are in high demand and those are in and out the same day.
You still do that, $200 a family for vehicle? Like a battery, this, I can't remember if it was on the DCAT, we did that, or?
Yeah, that was through the DCAT. That was just a specific program.
What's all?
And so that's not currently in process now. So some of our funding like that comes specific, from a certain program, and it needs to all be used for a certain thing. So then that type of funding doesn't help with our salaries or overhead or anything like that. We do an annual letter appeal that we send out to a number of people and businesses. And so those funds do help with funding the operation too, rent and salaries and supplies. So.
I know DCAT, you might want to get a hold of them again, they're looking, they had some mini grants, they're trying to get rid of some money, because I was on that board.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if you guys submitted one or not, but if you didn't, you might want to submit one, because they're looking for places to get rid of money.
Yeah. I think we did talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's being finished. Got a lot of stuff going on with the Christmas season, so that's on my docket to finish up, sitting on my
Yeah,
desk.
so I think we are planning to submit requests for that.
Okay, well, we'll put it down and just see what, we'll come up with when we get into crunching the numbers.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate your service to the county. Welcome to
Thank you.
to the new young men too, so.
Thank you. I have elder for that, I'm
That's right. 45. We'll work it in.
Well, elder bridge is about 145,
Yeah,
but
well, that one's,
we're doing that on Zoom, so that would be fun.
Once you get here at 11, we got 11:30.
Either way, you leave it up to him. whenever you can come. The next one is written because, Helgi, yes, because, she called me yesterday, trying to let her name down. Yes. Vicky called me yesterday and said, she wasn't gonna be here today. And she said that what they usually do is feed off of Western Iowa tourism. And so usually they get like, they get 300 and Western Iowa tourism gets 500. So it's usually the 800. So, but I do want to point out from Western Iowa Tourism, I got information from Victor, Kossuth County Economic Development, Ryan Albert, that Western Iowa Tourism is no longer recognized as a state tourism authority because they're kind of dwindling out. And so she wasn't sure if that was something that.
You have a 28-day agreement with them?
Right, that's what I was just gonna say, are they better getting that back?
They'll have to change it if they're changing the.
Well, this is the letter we got from Western Iowa Tourism. You have it in your packets. I think they're on the agenda for later today. They're not going to be here. There's this also, right? Yes. So this is all we will get from them. So Maureen did say that she thought that they were going to be asking for money, but she wasn't sure if that was something that the board would want to go forward with or not. And I'll see if I can find her email on what she told me.
So I can't make it to 135.
They're asking for 500.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
and
try to
then-
ask.
500, is that what they're asking for?
Yeah. I was just gonna add, write down 500 in the column for requesting.
That's what they got last year.
For Western Iowa Tourism?
Yeah.
And then 300 for the chamber.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they got last year. I do want to find it so I can tell you what mine said, so.
See if we don't give us, college regard. Well, yeah, so, yeah.
That'd be a gratuity.
I think it was,
Wouldn't work. Western.
Crisis intervention, they're not coming either, right? Or no, they're gonna do video, right?
yes, they're gonna do Zoom.
So are we gonna zoom it?
They're just gonna bring out another laptop. And we'll set it there on the table and then we'll have it there, yeah. So, but that's not until this afternoon, 1:45,
That's the only one zooming?
yes.
Oh, they were at 10:45.
No.
Crisis
Crisis
intervention.
intervention.
No, not them. I'm sorry, Elder Bridges is
Oh,
doing.
okay, the crisis intervention,
They,
they just,
they should be here, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
So, right, I'm gonna go grab my phone because I think her.
Yeah, because they're not gonna be here for. Okay. So, yeah.
You finally arrested old Sam Black now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do that with them.
Oh, well, Sam, he's the one that embezzled billions of dollars in TXC or whatever it was, Bitcoin.
To go outside.
Like, all he does have a block, he can't get anything.
Told you.
Yep, he's blocking that too.
Get the barrel payment.
Start taking my vitamins that old people take so that I can remember.
He doesn't have solid blocks.
Does he?
You can still get on solid. Maybe we should talk to him.
You get a new coat from Marcus, he ain't blocked that yet. A lot of them, there's like, how many, like, well, Walmart. One gal checking up. We come walking up, sorry, my shift's over. She walked away and said, about 5 minutes or so, almost a minute, so, oh, I checked her. God, you kidding me?
We'll have Walmart.
That's bad. But somebody said they, you know, it's not in a bag, they check your receipt and walk out the door. I guess they stopped somebody and they told them, I checked myself out, if you ain't good enough, tell me check out, and they looked in my cart. They just kept walking.
Fresh just picked up his packet.
Okay. He came out in the weather team and Albuquerque called me earlier and said, is there a timeline on it? And I said, no, just get here when you can.
When are we supposed to, well, it's the 27th, right?
January, but that's for the motion to dismiss filed by Bolton Link, that's not a,
Do we have them?
no, Marge talked to the attorney and he's gonna represent everybody at that, so I understand it as he will be the one appearing for it.
Don't have to talk to Derek, he's got lots.
Roger.
He's hiding.
I did find my information for Maureen when he gets back. Western Iowa Tourism. She said, she calls it Three Regions Funds. It ended September 30th. The new state tourism representative starts September 26th, so the state is now having a tourism program, but they're not asking for any funding from the counties. It sounds like Western Iowa Tourism is going to try and stay afloat, but they will have to go to the Board of Supervisors to continue their funding. But the Board of Supervisors need to be knowledgeable that the state no longer supports the three regions. The state has revamped their state tourism program. So that was what she had to say about it. So I'm just passing it around.
Two tourism increase.
But I will put down that the request, and I do have a email that Vicki Mallory sent, and it says, they're requesting 500 for Western Iowa and 300 for the chambers. And have lots of breaks today, so.
It's no big deal. I go back to Donnie's board with mental health and my board with North Iowa Community Action. One don't know what the other one's doing, and Jack's board. None of them work together.
Then you have money, DCAT, they get money out, they don't
Yeah.
want to talk to the other ones either.
It's really atrocious. Still raining?
Looks like it.
Willie's still messing with the flag? Willie's not messing with the flag, and new gal.
He just got back.
What's Willie doing?
He was out in Missouri, I think.
Pardon?
I think so.
So early leaves, it's pretty well back there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty well socked in. Lots of pink and blue and green and yellow.
Coming yet, or?
Oh, yeah.
Temperature's supposed to drop, that's what concerns me.
Yeah, I think later on today it's supposed to start dropping.
All the way, it was getting all the way.
What in the brown?
It says it's gonna stay, it's gonna warm up, Jack. Later it gets, it's gonna go to 36.
4 o'clock, it's 35 yet.
Yeah.
Midnight's 38.
Yep, it's supposed to get warm.
Okay, I can think.
Quit raining at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's gonna quit at 1.
Should be good, didn't be out there on. Was it west of Shore?
The low tonight's 37.
Yeah.
But tomorrow night when it drops to 24, that's supposed to snow on Thursday.
We're not gonna let it snow.
You know that guy that gives the markets in the morning at KLGA? He's like a rodeo guy or whatever, travel,
Yeah.
whatever. He was saying yesterday, it's a Wyoming or Montana, supposed to get 3 foot of snow
Really?
Yeah.
out of the storm.
You know, Nick Larson, the retired deputy, lives out in Wyoming now, and he said he had pictures, they went out and got their second Christmas tree, they go out and cut down their own. And the snow, I mean, he looked like he was up to his waist in snow.
My granddaughter, Eva, and his daughter.
Yes. What do you say, 1 meter, 2,000 shot?
It goes so little. But I said,
You going on again,
just tell him.
I didn't go last night, I watched it, we'll go tonight or whatever day, I don't know if they'll have a game tonight or not.
Where's that?
I think it's here.
Her name was on the radio this morning for her birthday. She's 18 now, I guess.
Oh, is she? Very talented.
Yeah, she is.
But she won state for a shot or two.
Yeah, she won, didn't she win the state shot put?
She won or she was real close. I can't remember. I thought she won in that other gal that good basketball player. Yeah, that Molly won long jump. She could jump. I watched her jump. Holy dickens. Renetta still teaches over at Joe Shop, but then she,
Yeah, I think so.
she teacher always to her.
I think so.
She does something with the school over this year.
Well, she lives in her mom lives with her. They live in their uncle's old place.
She is living, her mom sold her place, I think.
I thought they lived together out in their own little
They're
place.
living in the one on the east, west side of.
The Gene Hunt model.
Good morning, good morning.
I think he's got the weather blocked too. Can't get it down.
These blocks are really yours. Oh, man, it's so bad. Figured you said you seen her.
Yeah.
You left this morning. I figured she, isn't she up and down for early? She leaves. Quarter after six, she's getting home at quarter to seven.
They're getting more rain south of us.
Look at that.
Wyndham's getting snow.
I think it's raining here, but as long as it ain't freezing, they need the sun moisture.
Yeah.
Ain't too much frost, so. No.
Pipestone's getting snow.
They're still in Minnesota?
I went rock climbing when I was.
Pipestone?
Rock climb.
Yeah, they have quite large cliffs and, you know, it was fun.
Yeah, I spent a weekend up there years ago.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Hmm?
We used to climb rails and staff. Just stack bales. Yeah.
Jump out of the hay mountain.
Yeah.
For your big stuff, you gotta get up in the elevator, you turn it on, and you sat there and gave you the ride up to the hay.
Yep.
That was big time. And you sat there and fished around. It had to be 99 shape, or you couldn't go to the bar. I think there's a law.
Alligator, the hog house, chicken house, and you couldn't stand upright. The roof was too on the edge. It's
Yeah.
So the bale was in the hay barrels. 100 degrees outside.
It was good for you.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was. I was younger. Yeah. Man, I guess what? Water just run off it. Amazing kind of beer. The water. We're drinking beer, there's 3-4 cans of beer in between those. So I don't know, sweat it off.
Sweat it all up. I think shell corn, I like it, that was bad.
I had rats.
I didn't like it. So there were rats running around there. I hate
You don't like rats?
Used to take my ice cream back pants like shit.
that. I didn't care.
The Joes were all good.
We used to chase them across the lawn with bats and shovels, and he'd come out and whack them with the shovels.
You remember Dave Burger? He had bend sections, you know, when you take a garbage bin apart from sections. Every time I show for him to get there, he's got all the way around the corner, the show. He's got an opening about this big. It's like, well, dig some lawnmower stuff. We're getting ready to start bailing, they're shelling, and he starts the lawnmower up, and he says, I don't want none of my rakes busted, you see a rat, you just let it go. That rat would jump out, run around, you see that opening? No more rat mower, whacking. What,
We used to have bug panels on my brother-in-law, and he started stuff, more tools, stuff cutter.
yeah. You get that where they had like, oh, it's only been in there for 3 or 4 years, of corn, and you pick it, it just stands there, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's what this was. We are ready. Crisis intervention service.
Hi,
Come on up.
all right, and we are new to doing this, so do we just kind of stand here? Or have a seat?
Oh, have a seat.
Informal, there's
Yep,
another
there's
seat.
another
Okay,
seat.
perfect.
All right, sounds good. And I have, copies of kind of our lovely letter for everyone, but I can go over it, but.
Thank you.
So, we are, Crisis Intervention Service. I think Mary usually comes to talk to you, and she's busy today. I'm Emily Kingery, and I'm the Domestic Abuse Program Supervisor. I've done a couple of these. Do you guys get some too? But I've been with Crisis Intervention for 21 years. I started as a shelter advocate and have kind of gone through a bunch of different positions to end up where I am now. So I have done a few of these in some of my other counties, but we've been around as general information. We've been around since 1977. We've covered a lot of areas. There's been a lot of stuff over time that through the state, you know, they restructured services and whatnot. And so I believe we originally had 9 counties and we serve 15 now in North Central Iowa. And I became the supervisor, and then we got a new sexual assault supervisor in 2020. So we kind of came into our jobs during COVID and had to deal with a lot of different things. But with everything that goes on, we've really been focusing on just trying to be dependable, reliable, quality services. Like despite anything that happens with staff turnover or anything, because we all hear about how those things happen, but we always have that same number. We always have somebody answering the phone, and we're always providing the best services that we can. And I do want to introduce Amanda. She is our new sexual assault advocate, but she's been with the agency for a while, and she's gonna have to pop out to go to court. So I thought I would just let you kind of just do a real quick thing here.
So I am Amanda Jensen. I am the new sexual assault advocate for Kossuth, Winnebago, and Hancock County. It was Jolene Hagedorn. I came into this role about a week and a half ago. Prior to that, I've worked with the agency since September of 2020. So I kind of came in part with COVID, and my focus was housing. So I did the transitional housing program. So I worked with our survivors and helping them become self-sufficient and finding places and helping with rent and utilities for up to 2 years in that program. And now so I've worked with our domestic, on the domestic side and on the sexual assault side with all clients. So I am, yeah.
Excited to get started, and we do have an office here in Algona, by Bishop Garrigan School, so that I'm there at least once, like to be here at least twice a week, so.
And available for emergencies.
Yes, yep,
All through the week, so, this just kind of goes through our services. We do the domestic abuse, sexual assault, survivors of homicide victims and other violent crimes programs, so pretty much anybody that's been impacted by trauma or violence, we have a service for them. We're supportive services, we do victim counseling, court advocacy, medical advocacy. We are on call 24 hours a day, so if you have an emergency, we're gonna show up for you at all times. And then we do a lot of prevention, so trying to get into schools and community programs, things like that to just educate the public about our services and these different issues. Overall, last year, the 2020 to 2022 for our fiscal year, we answered 7,062 crisis calls. We provided services to 2,310 individuals within our service area. Domestic abuse, sexual assault, child abuse, and then homeless and general information referral calls are basically what we've done. So we assisted 568 victims in the criminal civil legal system, provided medical advocacy to 106 victims, and provided housing and financial assistance to 620 individuals. There's a little bit more just general information about us here, about our budget. We employ 24 advocates or other individuals, and then where our funding comes from. Specifically for Kossuth County, we provide safe housing, crisis services, counseling, and community education programs. And we provided services to 92 individuals in Kossuth County in the past year. We've also facilitated 6 prevention education programs reaching 273 individuals. The total cost of providing services within Kossuth County was $95,920.26 in 2021-22. We really focus on trying to reach out and serve rural people. It is basically everyone that we serve, but we understand how hard it is to get services, to be mobile, to be around. It seems like resources for people keep, shrinking, and we have been here, since 1977, and we don't plan to go anywhere. So, does anybody have any questions about what we do or services or anything like that?
So when do you know if you get the federal and state grants? Are they already locked in? Or?
Yes, yep. And we were expecting, there was like forecast that we would have kind of a significant cut like statewide, but it was much smaller. So we were able to just continue on as we were. We didn't lose any people. It is all good where we've got another year with us, but I don't see it significantly changing, so.
The 24 individuals there are all within how many counties?
Oh, the ones that work for crisis?
Yeah.
Oh,
The 15 counties.
yeah, the 15 county areas. We kind of divided ourselves into what we call hubs. There are 4 sections, and so the northwest hub is Kossuth, Winnebago, and Hancock County. So there's a domestic abuse advocate and a sexual assault advocate that cover those counties. We also cover Winnebago for our homicide and other violent crimes program. Those regions run off the DCI map rather than the victim services map, and so Kossuth County is actually covered by DSOC out of Fort Dodge for the survivors of homicide and other violent crimes program.
Yeah.
Says it says.
Ooh, big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it says in the top.
Thank you for everything you do.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys for supporting us, because we really can't do what we do without, even just spreading the word or being in support of the people in your community. You can't do much without that, so We appreciate it greatly, and I'm glad the weather turned out okay. We made it here just fine, so. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Break to 11:30.
It is 11:30, and we will go back in session from break. And we have the Historical Society here who would like to come up, or all of you come up, or whatever you want to do.
I can come up, they're just my support.
And you can have a seat if you wish, you don't have to stand.
Okay, I don't mind standing. Okay, I'm Pam Rickey, I'm president of the Historical Society. We are requesting $7,000 this year. Previously, you have pretty much given us the last few years $6,000 with a increase in utilities and whatever. We're just asking for an extra $1,000 if it's possible. We'd like to thank you for your continued support of the Historical Society. A big chunk of our operating expenses goes directly from the money you give us, for like insurance and utilities. So that takes up almost all the $6,000 that you've given us before. We are able to keep because of that, we are able to keep the museum open to everybody at no charge. If they want to give a free will donation, that's up to them, but we never ask for anybody to pay to come in. I'm sure you've heard this before about we have the 3 buildings that we keep up. We have the main museum, which is right across from the Dairy Queen, which was built in 1867, so that's always got continue upkeep on that building. It was the first schoolhouse in Algona, and built as a schoolhouse, and so it has a huge historical significance, and it's on the National Register. The next building to the north is the brick building we call Doc Jancy's office building, and which he built in the 1940s. So that's our rental income every month. We we charge $400 a month, which is a pretty reasonable rent, is what I've heard. But it's been real consistent this year. We've been lucky. We've had somebody in there all year, and we've had that income coming in. And the third building is the Wells Fargo building, which a lot of people knew as McCarty's Shoe Repair Shop. I mean, that's what I remember it as. But anyway, that is also the last Prairie Front building in Algona. So it is really a huge historical building, and its architecture is just wonderful. So you can see that these buildings are very important historically to the county, and they hold over 11,000 of our artifacts and paper items. So we have a huge inventory of items in there that are all connected to Kossuth County. We're grateful, like I said, for your support, and we know you get a lot of funding requests, but we just hope that the budget will allow us to continue our work for Kossuth County. So we thank you, and we go to the events. If you can see, as I started going through this, I thought, God, we've really been busy this year. Because like almost every month we've had something going on, and some of our big events that we have is our Antique Roadshow is really a huge hit for people to bring in their items, and then we have some local antique dealers evaluate them, and it's really a lively conversation because everybody just kind of jumps in and has a story and stuff. So it's really not just where the people bring things, it's just a community thing and stuff. We did some repairs, in April, we gave some presentations and Titanca Fenton. We don't like to just stay in Algona, we like to, get out to the county, so we got up to Titanca and Fenton. We painted the outside of that Wells Fargo building. We also touched up the Jancy building on the outside somewhat. And we participated in Founder's Day. Our big project this year was putting new flooring down, similar to what this is, into the main floor of the museum. We were able to cover up the flooring that was there that probably was full of asbestos. We had took up all the area rugs, so now we don't have a tripping thing, and we rearranged. If you've ever been into that main floor, we have huge pieces of furniture that we had to move from one side, lay the floor, move it back. We painted the walls while we were in between the transition. But then we rearranged all the displays. And so if you just need to come and visit it. It is really looking really nice in there. And I also made the aisles wide enough so wheelchairs can get through and stuff. And we have the ramp on the north side now that we put in a few years ago, so now, we can get up on the main floor and we can get through everything with a wheelchair, so that's nice. Went down to St. Benedict for a cemetery walk in September with over 50 people coming to that, and we had, again, a lot of lively discussion, people telling stories and how they did the alcohol and some of the gravestones and stuff. It was really kind of interesting, and they even went over to one and opened it up, showed where they always did the alcohol in there. So you had to be from St. Benedict to realize. So anyway, and then November we just got through with the greeting card windows night, where we actually instead of just doing a Christmas display, we wanted to thank Kossuth County and you guys too for all the support through the years. I mean, since I've been on board, we've done the basement, we've insulated the attic, we did that flooring. We've just done lots of stuff to that museum building to make it really nice. Like we painted the outside, and I think I'm very proud of it and stuff. So I'm proud of how it's looking. We also put out a quarterly newspaper so to keep our members up to date what's going on. We hold our monthly board meetings, have a Facebook page. We've had over 40 unique donors that have brought in items. We always think, where are we going to put any more in there, and stuff. We always seem to find room. But really, this year, after we got that flooring done, the Kachara family that came into Kossuth County in the 1890s over by Sexton, they donated a settee and 2 chairs that were absolutely gorgeous. And they're from the 1890s. That was a wedding present to the person that donated with their grandparents and stuff. And then I'm sure you heard in the newspapers and on the radio about that canteen, that World War I canteen of Hardy Jennings that we were able to get. That was, they called it Trenchard, where he engraved his name on it, and there's a picture of the car, and he was in the Red Bull Squadron or whatever they call it anyway. And then just, it was on greeting card windows night actually, we've got a cradle that actually belonged to Ambrose Paul. I think he had like 8 kids, but his second daughter actually, because her grandfather Hector actually made that for her, and so it went through the family. And they ended up in Pennsylvania because his last daughter married a Dickinson, which Lester Dickinson was a congressman from this area. And so they ended up in Pennsylvania. And so she had it shipped out here. And so we have, and we are just so excited. So we're going to do just a whole program later on in the year, just on that cradle. Because the oldest daughter actually, who was a teacher at the school, and Ambrose's oldest daughter, actually wrote a poem that's written in a book, and it shows the cradle and stuff in this book and stuff. So So we're real excited to, get a whole program together for that. And we have no hired staff at all. We do all this through volunteers. We have had over 400 hours of volunteer work, and a lot of it came in moving that furniture. I mean, now, I still don't know how we did it. I mean, we just moved furniture from one side to the other. And I think our display cases, I think we moved them 4 different times to go down to where we really like them, so. And then we kept it open, regular hours from 1 to 4 on Saturday, Sunday match up for the other museums. And we've had over 250 visitors come, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but we were down, probably 6 weeks trying to get that flooring in and stuff, and we had the Oliver Tractor Group that we were up in Forest City for the threshing thing up there, and they came down and went through it too. So for this next coming year, some of the highlight things that we need to do, we need to shingle the museum. Last year, I think it was in May, that big derecho, part of that derecho kind of came through Kossuth County. Anyway, we lost a couple of shingles in, and we didn't, at that time, didn't think it was that big of a deal, but now that we've been looking at it, it looks like the shingles are lifting, and they maybe could hold out for a couple more years, but we don't have any other big items on our agenda right now, so we thought this might be a good time before we get into some real trouble with that roof. And so that's one of the big things that we're gonna try and look at, and we are going to apply for a grant for that. We haven't gotten that through yet, so we don't know if we're gonna get the money, which that would probably come to over $10,000 to do that roof. So we're going to keep on doing like a lot of the other activities. I forgot to mention, like last year or in June we did this museum week activity, which Carter played the melodeon for us, and we had the whole museum was like, there must have been 40 or 50 people there, yeah, listening to our melodeon, and we actually we honored Richard Sheik for his contributions to Kossuth County history. I mean, he did a lot historically for Kossuth County, so we honored Richard, and I think it meant a lot to him too and stuff. So anyway, if you look at the financial statement, you can see that we actually were about $5,000 more in income. I mean, a lot of that was the rental income. That basically the rental income keeps us afloat. And that $1,000 for the pledge donations, that's Casey's last 1,000. They gave when we did the basement, they gave $5,000, and so they gave $1,000 every year. And so that's the last installment now. So that $1,000 won't be on here anymore. And the grant from the Kossuth County Community Foundation, that was for the flooring. And so you can see what our other expenses were there. And so our budget for this year, which is what I'm really actually here for, is so we're going to try to see if we can get a grant for $10,000 to do that roof. So hopefully that will come through. Hopefully we'll keep our renter there all year and stuff. So I see I have $7,000 penciled in for you guys. Our memberships, I think they're 1,100 last year. We're going to try and do a bigger membership drive this year, try to get some new members in and stuff, so we increase that a little bit. So the other is pretty much self-explanatory there, I think. And the insurance, I just kind of upped the little bit for everything on the insurance and stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, we hope that you guys can see to give us something. If you guys have any questions.
Who you got with you?
I have Gail and Tom Nugent. So Gail's our board member and Tom's my husband. Okay, yeah. So
The only other question, what determines a prairie storefront?
Well, from what I understand, is so they have like their business in the bottom, and then they live actually in the in the upper portion.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess at one time, there was an apartment up there, 'cause my neighbor said she lived up there and stuff, about there and stuff, but now that's where we keep all our paper, items like books, our maps, atlases, all that kind of stuff, it is all up in that, upstairs in that building. And then we just the downstairs is all, mainly our printer chip displays are down in that building, so.
The city don't give you nothing,
This is a county museum, so we just get county funds. They did help us out when we did that little pocket park, they gave us some money when we did that little park in between the buildings and stuff, so they did help us out with that. But they kind of wanted that anyway, so, yeah, so. Anyway, is there any other questions? Okay, I have just one more item. And if you would like to become a member, this part of membership drive, I will give you a membership if you'd like to become a member. Thank you. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there anything you guys wanted to add?
We have friends from Denmark who we try to go there every so often, and they come here to Algona. And the last time they were here, we took them to the Historic Museum in the Wells Fargo building, and they had a wonderful time and gave a donation in Danish kroner. So, but it was, they truly enjoyed going through the exhibits.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We already talked about that. I think we're done until
That's good. 42 guys at desk.
We will take a break till 1:15. We'll go to written letter from Nikon Housing Trust Fund.
they're asking for 3,000, which is twice as much as they asked for last year.
And they're taking over home.
Yeah.
I don't think I see anybody, so. Is there anything in there worth noting?
$5 million investment in the housing stock. $365 repair projects, 19 rental repair projects, and 2 newly constructed fourplexes.
All the time.
What is it, 5-year loan, as long as you own the house, don't move, once you move, you gotta pay it back.
Yeah, that's.
That's part of home.
How are you doing? Good. Is this for special? Honored guest.
The eligible households with must have income to a certain level based on the number of people in the home.
Oh, you're the just here this morning.
We have like a resolution from NICA for dues and stuff, but we don't have like a 20 agreement for like ICON homework, so we have to have something separate for them for that.
Well, others have to set the thing.
So I need to send them.
When you say that, it
There'll be discussion.
Hey, boy, hey, how you doing? We can start. Oh, we got an hour?
Yeah, because he was.
That good, huh?
Okay.
Scott, we'll just have you do it right now.
Yeah.
Alright,
Because
perfect.
I messed up, I looked back at your letter, and your letter does say 145.
I looked at it twice and I thought, boy, did I screw up?
No, but then I looked at, so I have two letters in my computer, one that says fair and one that says egg, and the one that says fair says 10 o'clock. So I don't know if both got sent out, I don't know what happened,
The
but
only one I seen was the 145.
yeah, so sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. I'm sorry I missed you guys.
No.
Okay, I guess we got the same old,
Do you?
grandstands. You know the drill.
Yep.
I think, I don't know if everybody's seen these or not.
Yeah. We see,
Okay.
well, how are you coming with that? That's our question.
Still working on it.
Still working on
We got, we're real close to getting a pamphlet made out so that we can go around and start raising money on it. I should have checked to see how much money we got right now, because I know the last 2 years of your money, we put in an account for that. And we've got some other stuff in there, so I'm really not 100% sure how much we got in there yet. But it ain't enough to start, of course. Yeah, right now, the guys we're working with, we can keep the frame structure and the roof. Basically gonna get the inside. All that's good. They say we had a structural engineer go through and check it all and everything. At least a couple other things that need a little bit of sprucing up. But,
Just gonna put new tin on top.
yeah. They said, keeping the roof is gonna save, I think, 700,000 maybe, something like that.
Well, one time you said that the roof was just wasn't much of the building.
Yeah, it's 1.7 without the roof, and I think 2 point something if they put a new roof on. So it's crazy. When I started this 5 years ago, this was a $500,000 project with a new roof.
Why didn't you do it then?
I know, didn't have any money then, that was worse.
You got any money now?
A little bit, but not enough, not enough.
Yeah, you've got a little money.
See, now you're mixing that with, no, I can't do that. Got stuff to buy. But, yeah, last year fair was good. I guess, well, during fair, yeah, we partnered with the food pantry and we took 5 carloads food to them with $1,500 cash. I don't have all the numbers for what we did on the fair. It was a profitable fair. We had 15 races last year. We went through about $400,000 in that. So, yeah, just a few different things I guess we did during the fair and everything. This year should be a little bit better even. So.
You got anything in the works to utilize the grandstand more than what you do now?
That's the problem. For the way the grandstand is set up now, we can only do so much with it.
Right.
Right now I think we're gonna partner with the Y. They're gonna try to do a 2-day barbecue cook-off. We're working on that, getting that going. We're gonna use the grounds for that. Got a few other things going on this year at the Y. That's been one of my things, is we've got all this space and all this, and we use it 1 week out of the year and during races. But the new grandstand, of course, that will be set up so we can have concerts in there and do a few other things with it. So, I know I said last year that at the end of the race season we do it. Well, hopefully next year we will. But I just keep throwing you guys money in the account. And we're pretty much sustaining the rest.
Train away again with parking.
You know, we got in with Don down there and he gave us that ground down below. And so far that's still good. don't know, I think we might just use that mainly for parking at this time. We was gonna put campgrounds and all the stuff, and yeah, and that's been working good. We got a few other things in the works, once we get all this rolling for parking, but there's just not a lot of room.
I got a problem with, I got a constituent that lives on that road behind the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And he's got a complaint about parking on the road because he can't get home.
Yeah.
They park so tight, he goes, we can't get home.
It's a one-way traffic, you know, we got that tractor we run around and pick people up down below. It's hard to get that through there. I don't know if, I think, I talked to Bo one year about if we put, you know, like they do on the city streets, put no parking signs on one side, and that way you just got them parking on one side. Because we did have a few complaints last year, and it was tight in there, but,
Because he asked me and I asked Doug, and Doug, they don't know really who owns it.
they
They
say,
go, well,
yeah.
we move the snow, but does the city, they haven't figured out who's responsible for it yet. I
Yeah.
said, well, just put a sign up and the cops can take care of it.
I think the first year we did it, Bo said, well, I'm not sure if I can do that, because he wasn't sure if it was city ground or what it was, so.
It's gotta be somebody's.
Yeah,
If not, it's private, it's fairgrounds, so you take care of it.
there is a new parking spot back there I'm gonna work on this year. Right there, I can't think of her name right now, the house right on the corner.
Well, I couldn't tell you. I just know, cause there's some gate back there that people park in the road, so they can go through the gate, and it's a shortcut to the racetrack. So
Okay,
they were wondering if you just shut that gate then too, so then you can't get through it, so why park back there?
yeah,
Which is another way of stopping it,
that's true, that's true.
but
Yeah, we don't let anybody drive through that back gate. That's where they come back to come into the grandstands, all the grandstand events.
Because the one landlord told me, he goes, maybe we can just block that gate, and there's no sense of parking. And
Yeah,
you'll park in the front because it's closer.
you'll have to park up there to come around. Probably make the vendors and everybody else happy too, because it'd get everybody coming through the whole fairground to get down to it. We'll work on it. We got a meeting Sunday. We'll still be fresh, but I won't forget it hopefully. So, yeah, because I know we did have problems last year. But I don't remember, there's one or two people that's complaining, and it was tight in there. It is every year, but. And if we can get the parking more down by the old Culligan building down.
Yeah, you come in that way then.
You know, we can block that road there too. Coming from the Culligan building down by Donnie's place. Cause that's actually not a road. That's all ground. I wonder if we just block that road. You really couldn't block the other side though.
No,
We'll have to work on that.
you can't block when people get home.
Yeah, you gotta keep something for them guys to go around. Cause during the big races, we block it on that end, on the hospital side. And that way, they gotta go in on the other way. Because we park all the haulers and everything else in there in the big races, and it's just a safety thing, cause there's too much going on, you don't want cars driving through there too, so.
They could always get through the fairgrounds to get home, couldn't they?
No, not really.
You gotta go by Culligan or you gotta turn at that house.
Well, you either gotta go, through Culligan, or you have to go around that back way. And that's what we do during the big races, we make them go around the back way, which run, front side of the fairgrounds and then around.
Yeah.
And there was a few that complained when we did that, but they said there's just so much chaos right in there, we just figured it's just better and avoid issues.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it bad.
Go for that 70–80%.
51.
We do know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll never get yelled at, we make everybody happy.
Of course, yeah, me too. But anyways, we'll just do the same thing we've been doing, I guess, with the funds, that's okay with you guys. We'll just show it in there. We got a few minor purchases that we're looking at, but nothing major. Probably the biggest one, we need our scale broke last year to weigh in I think the hogs or the or something kind of weigh on some big scales that forever broke, and we got a new one of them coming. So other than that, everything else doing pretty good, really.
Are you asking for the same amount?
Yeah, or more.
Double or triple?
Quadruple. Yeah,
Hey, good luck.
can always ask. Yeah. But,
It's just like a lot of other things, good project.
yeah, we got plenty of projects, and we got a good bunch of people on there this year. I mean, we've gotten better the last couple of years, and yep. We were down there at Des Moines Convention last week. 4 years ago, it was 2 people going, this year it was 10. So yeah, everybody learned quite a bit and drank too much. Still, but, yeah.
Cause right west of the ag building, they're putting in a museum or something, or what are they gonna build right now? I seen it in the paper.
They wanna add to it, yeah.
So they'll take part of the fairground. Well, there ain't much for equipment anymore, is there?
No, equipment's are down, and that's where they wanna put it, is back in that grassy area. It's mainly for, it's, the Iowa Racetrack Museum or something is what they're planning on housing in there, but they're gonna tie it in with that. Not a big fan, but I guess it's what they want, and they got money given to them. So they're set up pretty good. I think they're maybe a couple $100,000 short, is all they are. I don't remember where they got all the money. They got $700,000-800,000 from somebody.
Chunk of change.
That's nice.
Why didn't you get that for the?
That's what I said. They wanted me to donate. I said, I got other things going, so. But.
The racing part seems to be more than the ag part.
Yeah.
As far as getting funding and.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good, actually, yeah.
Always has been that way.
And this will bring in, when they get all that done, it'll actually bring in a lot more for the museum. I mean, it'll be a good thing in the end. I hate to lose the grassy spot. I mean, like I said, we're landlocked already with not a lot of room, but. Yeah. We'll figure out something.
Yeah, no, keep us informed.
I will.
Yeah.
Will. Okay.
What's going on?
Okay. You bet.
Good luck.
Oh,
Hey,
no problem. Thank you.
Is that what we have here? Is that the 30 and the 5? Is that? Same number? Okay.
Same thing we did, yeah.
All right.
I suppose I need to get you the stuff for the 5, don't I? Yeah, okay, yeah. We got a new secretary, I'm working with her, she's gonna be all right.
Okay.
Good. Okay, all right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
How you doing and getting the minutes to every month?
Yeah, has she been doing that? She's not 100% on all of her duties. Does she need to get all that to you?
They're supposed to email you. the
Okay,
minutes every month.
okay.
Yeah, if she could, that would be great.
I've been slowly kind of telling her, and a lot of it I don't know, so, but, I think once we let her know, then
Yeah.
she'll do all right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
All right.
I will tell her that.
They'll be kept on record.
Okay,
If you ever need anything out of the minutes, they'll be all.
perfect.
I know that's always been the lag for years.
We've had so many, we can't keep a good one there for a while, but I think she's gonna be all right, I think she's gonna stick around, so,
All right.
Okay.
yeah, all right?
Thanks, Ed.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Now we have Liz Newton, so we'll go there. Just slow.
Fixing to check up on this now.
I know.
I'm well, how are you?
She wanted to text me about the truck.
So far, so good.
Did you get on the city council too or not?
I haven't for a while.
Yeah, and that's, keeps up.
I enjoy that, that's just once a month.
No, I'm not trying to
No, we've got to be
show
comfortable.
us the board. I don't think
No.
that-
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Is that,
There you go, thank you.
is that all right?
Yeah.
Here to
Some
Lisa,
stuff you're gonna
okay, pizza on the
I
flip
just
side.
like, I should,
Great.
job.
I didn't know that.
A long time ago, but I don't think they were, I'm not sure Carol's had it.
She's better, beer. Shouldn't have to let them in.
Oh, well, we didn't have it every year, but seriously, the kids have.
It is good pizza. Kaylee loves
Yes. And she's getting along well.
You two aging, is that what you're on
it.
for?
The bank,
In November?
she's a teller.
Nice.
She's
see the hair in your ears. What? Go for Derek, you can see the hair in his ears when he did that.
He's not quite old enough for a whole bunch of that yet.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, she confirmed she got it.
Okay. We're gonna have Teams meeting, is that, it's gonna have somebody join through Teams or Zoom?
Just be sitting back there.
Excuse me?
No.
Isn't she old?
She's ours DJ.
Yeah, cause she was.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
She didn't let me know.
Dan, is that, are you here to make that same presentation?
I'm not here to make a presentation, I'm just here to support.
But-
You might have to make.
You might have.
You might be more in support.
Well, that's okay, I can BS.
Okay. Okay.
We got the book here, so.
You got her printout?
We got the book, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got all the details.
She's gonna call, when she called, they're gonna transfer her, so pick it up and she's gonna tell Derek why she can't get on it.
Yellow.
Okay. There should be somebody on the line when they hang up.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
Hi, this is Amy with Elder Ridge,
Yes.
and I'm located in Mason City, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to help out my CEO get connected with you today for 1:45 time.
Yeah.
Can I drop you into a conference room and then I can get her on the line? Is that okay, or?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
She's
That's
having,
fine. Yeah.
she's having trouble with the Microsoft Teams.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right, hold on just a second. You will now be placed into the conference. You are currently the only person in this conference. Everybody there?
Yep, we're here.
Okay, just give me a second here. I'm gonna hold on to the conference room and I'll get her.
Do y'all wanna stay in the dark or should I turn the lights back on?
Oh, we can do it here, but thank you.
Can I come up so I can hear it?
Sure.
We're having a dance.
Hey, go ahead, Shelley.
Very good.
All right, we're here.
Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, I'm sorry we're having technical difficulties.
That's okay.
I really wanted to, be able to see you all when I talked to you, but, your Microsoft Teams is not letting me in.
We're such a handsome group.
Well, that's just it, I wanted to see you. But anyway, I want to thank you for letting me join you today and just talk to you a little bit about Elder Bridge. I know, that most, if not all of you are aware of Elder Bridge and what we do, as far as providing older island service in our 29 county region. But just wanted to touch base, we sent you our annual report, and I believe we have the county report page that shows the services that we provided directly to wife and caregivers in your in Kossuth County. Do you have that in front of you?
Yep. Yes.
Awesome. So just we provide
some of our services directly, and a lot of our services we subcontract out to local community providers. So I just want to kind of walk through some of that and point out, like the meal program, the congregate meal sites at the senior center, and at Divine Mercy Catholic Parish, we support and provide those meals, as well as the home delivered meals out of the senior center here in Algona. If you look at your report here, you know, we're talking upwards of $96,000 worth of meals provided in Kossuth County last fiscal year. The legal assistance, that is, we subcontract with Iowa Legal Aid. And so folks that are 60 or older can contact Iowa Legal Aid and not have to pay for that legal service. You know, it's things like landlord-tenant issues or maybe financial issues that folks can go right to legal aid and get some assistance from an attorney. Personal care service. Personal care is someone to go into the home and help with, you know, daily living needs. So help with a bath, maybe grooming, toileting, ambulating, and we subcontract with Kossuth Regional Healthcare for that service. And you'll see that it's almost 517 hours of service was provided by them last fiscal year for a total of $28,240. And of course, that's one of those services that helps people stay home longer rather than going to a nursing home. And then you'll see down at the bottom, services directly provided by our agency. So we do a lot of information assistance. People call, they just have concerns or have a need, and just don't have answers, don't know where to go for answers. And so they can call our agency, and our information and assistance experts will, you know, help them either answer their question or direct them or connect them with other agencies that might be able to better meet that need. We also provide counseling and options to folks. So, you know, you're turning 65 and you're going to retire and you're just not sure what the next steps are. So we offer what we call Ready, Set, Retire. We do some educational programming about Medicare and estate planning and, you know, Medicare Part D, funeral planning, you know, those kinds of things, so that folks know how to go about doing that. We also provide case management, which is a longer term, where the case manager sets up and coordinates those services right in the person's home to help them stay home and community-based. We also have seen an uptick in elder abuse, elder neglect situations, and we attribute some of that to the pandemic, and folks were isolated. They didn't have eyes on what was going on, and so now we're getting back into those homes and seeing that there are issues, and we try to help those folks make their lives better. Hoarding and self-neglect is probably our biggest thing that we run into and try to help people deal with, as well as financial exploitation, where a family member, a neighbor, a friend might be taking advantage of the person financially. And in those situations, we certainly involve Department of Services and the county attorney. So one of the other things that's new to your county this last year is we're doing some I Will Return to Community. And what that is we're helping folks transition from the nursing or from the hospital and or nursing homes back to their own homes and providing those social services, we call them wraparound services. We don't, provide medical, home health provides that piece, but we provide things like maybe they need meals for a while, maybe they need a lifeline button, maybe they, don't have transportation to get to their follow-up appointment with their doctor, maybe they need some grab bars installed. So we will help those folks, for up to 90 days, to have those things so that hopefully that transition back home is successful and they don't end up back in the hospital or nursing home. So that's kind of a synopsis of the services. I'll stop for questions and then I'll have a few other things to add.
Okay, it looks like $14,369 this year.
Yes, that is our request. Almost 30% of the Kossuth County population is 60 and older. And all of our counties are growing in age. People are living longer. So there's 4,635 individuals in Kossuth County that are 60 and older. We're asking for $3.10 per 60-plus person, so a total of 14,369. You'll see last year you funded us at 13,137, and we extended $186,194 in services in your county. So your county support, just so you understand the significance and importance of that, our big funding source is the federal government through the Older Americans Act. But in order for us to draw down all those federal funds, we have to provide a 25% match. And so the county support that you all give us, we use it towards that 25% match so we can fully draw down all of those funds. Plus expand services.
I think it should be more like 20,000, Shelley.
Well, is that Dan?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna meet me here.
I was, but, we had an ice warning here.
Okay.
So we're caught up in ice, so that's why I joined this way. So I apologize for not being here. But anyway, another new thing I want to tell you that we just did is, we did a Santa for Seniors program there in Kossuth County, where, older individuals that, might be financially, strapped, they might be isolated. We, along with efforts of Going Opportunity, reached out to community businesses, and 30 individuals were adopted by community individuals or companies and provided with Santa for Seniors gifts. And they were provided a free meal. And so I see that growing. First year was wonderful. The joy that those get when they're delivered some gifts and maybe they don't get anything otherwise is just so heartwarming. So we started that in Kossuth County this year. Any questions for me?
Nope, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay. Well, we very much appreciate your support and we continue to do our best to meet the needs in a very large geographic county. We look forward to continuing that partnership. And I apologize I didn't get to meet y'all. Maybe someday I can just be passing through and at least stop in and say hi to everybody.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you very much and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank
Yep,
you.
thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
She's in, Spencer.
Oh, yeah,
I was wondering if
they
she
did
said,
get more
I
ice.
was wondering if she said ice, because I didn't think east was ice.
She's over west. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just came to support her and let you know that, it's really doing some wonderful things for our constituents here in Kossuth County. Meals on Wheels, we serve about 50 a day out of the senior center. And probably 20 a day at congregate meals of people coming in. And it's a situation where the delivery meals, the Meals on Wheels are, everybody gives something for it. It isn't free, but they give kind of according to what they feel they can handle.
How does it work on, I've heard like on radio that no Meals on Wheels today because of the weather? How do you, if you're expecting to eat Meals on Wheels every day, what do you eat for dinner then today?
Well,
That's why I was like lost on that one.
all the receivers of Meals on Wheels are aware that that can't happen.
So they got something.
See, because we've got, excuse me, volunteers delivering these meals. And of course, if it's really nasty out and dangerous, we don't want those people out. Yeah, we've got a driver that takes meals to Whittemore, and we don't want him on the road either. So we kind of go by what the school district does.
There's no school with no Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, yeah. And some of the folks get a cold meal on the weekends too.
They get on Friday?
Yeah.
Then they just eat it on Saturday or something?
Yeah, it's a sack, you know, maybe a sandwich and a fruit and that kind of thing, so. But, I'll tell you, there's people in town that are living alone in their home, and it's a lifesaver for them, because they're getting a balanced meal. And it's warm, it's delivered warm, so I just wanted to support whatever they were asking.
Yep, thanks, Dan.
All right.
Thank you.
Good to
Thank
see you.
you.
Take care. Yep.
Well, sure.
Don, you're up.
Am I up?
You're up.
This young lady
You're
was
on
here
stage.
before us. Oh, she's observing.
She's just here observing.
Oh, well, there we go. Here, I thought she was going next.
What?
Alfreda.
What's that?
Alfreda Carlos is my name.
Oh.
If y'all would like to have one of these, you sure can. You're welcome.
I'm involved with this too.
That's right. Now, should I leave something for the fellows that aren't here?
Yeah.
All right.
Take care. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Merry
See you,
Christmas to
man.
you all.
Merry Christmas, thank you.
One for you. And for you. And I even got one for you too,
Thank you,
Tammy,
Donna.
just in case.
Thank you.
All right, so I will make it quick, and you realize I've gotten quicker every year. I hope y'all realize I don't try to tell the whole story anymore. But for you new fellas, and of course, Carter, I know you, and I work with your mom, so I don't know if you realize that I know you too. So I'm Dawn Bernhard, and I am the RSVP director for the Northwest Iowa, so we're 5 counties, but I'm also the coordinator here in Kossuth County, and I'm based in Kossuth County, and so my office is up at Iowa Lakes. And RSVP is an AmeriCorps federal grant program, okay? And the mission is to place volunteers who are 55 and older in meaningful community service. So we partner with nonprofits. Really anybody that's a not-for-profit business we can partner with. So we're really active in the schools, and it's funny, since COVID, the school connections that we have with our volunteers has really grown. So we have always done the Pen Pal program. I know you've heard me talk about that, and that's where volunteers matched with one student. And over about 3 months, they exchange letters, and then at the very end, they meet in person. And it's wonderful social, so it's a social advantage for the volunteers, especially during Iowa winters. They look forward to a letter in their mailbox. They get to write a letter back to their students. So we've always looked at it from the health and benefits of the volunteers that are active in that program. But what we have found out, especially after the pandemic, the teachers say that a lot of the students need that social connection, and they need that intergenerational connection, because some of them don't have anybody that's kind of a grandparent figure. And we expanded it several years ago into Fenton and Sway City schools too. So we do all the Kossuth County schools. And just as a figure, I'm going to get off track a little bit, but last fiscal year we served 2,995 students directly in our 5 county area. So we hit all of the
third or fourth grade students in Kossuth County specifically. So that's pen pals. And the teachers are telling us in fourth grade, when the students have their Iowa Test of Basic Skills, one of the things they have to do is write a letter. In that, and most kids have not ever seen an envelope, addressed an envelope, put on a stamp, and so I don't know if you know Mrs. Brune, who teaches fourth grade at Fenton, and she was so excited after the first year. She said our students smoked. They had really high scores and made an impression from the state perspective, and it's just because they've been part of the RSVP program. So even if we do it with third grade, here in Algona with Garrigan and the public schools, we are in third grade. But those students next year, when they test their Iowa Test of Basics, they still remember. So there are lots of different advantages. And so that's one of the things we do. And the other thing that we have really expanded, especially here in Algona, we have volunteers that go in as reading buddies. And so everybody heard about the education lag that some students experience, especially during that COVID time. And so there's some students that if they just could have a little extra help, that will bring them up to grade level, or at least keep them advancing as they are in third or fourth or whatever grade they're in. So we now have volunteers that go in, and we have them in kindergarten, we have them first grade, third grade, and fourth grade in various schools around the county. And it helps because those volunteers sit one-on-one. And sometimes those students are instructed by the teacher to read aloud, but sometimes that volunteer is actually helping them sound out words and learning grammar, some of that kind of thing. So really, we think that there's a lot of advantage to not only the people that live in Kossuth County that are volunteers, but the schools and students and others that we're with. So if you can see, our last fiscal year, we did about 4,300 hours, of service in Kossuth County. That's only what volunteers will actually turn in that we can report in our grant report. So I'm sure there's quite a bit more. And I thought if you would like an interesting breakdown, so for Garrigan, we did about 150 to 200 hours. We have volunteers at Exceptional Treasures that help that store stay open. We did almost 650 hours at the care team. So we have volunteers that are supporting care team. We had 776 hours at the food pantry. RSVP volunteers are helping with that. The Historical Society, Kossuth Regional Health Center, Lucia Wallace with third grade and the Reading Buddies, we did almost 350 hours there. And Kossuth County in general, so that's everything from the Kossuth Concert Series to Extension to County Fair, different activities that happen, we did right at 1,300 hours. So we feel like we're, as far as what the volunteers contribute to our county, we think it's pretty important. And I'm just gonna, don't mean that Dan's already gone, but piggyback, we have a lot of RSVP volunteers that also are delivering Meals on Wheels. And we do a couple other Elder Bridge. We partner with them in several of our counties, of the 5 counties, and help with Meals on Wheels and some other services that they do. And they also often have meetings, or when they were talking about the Ready, Set, Retire, sometimes because of RSVP's connection, we host them out at the Algona campus, and they can come and use our facilities for their meetings. So we feel like we are pretty strong in partnership. And I don't know if anybody's got any other questions. We have asked in the past for 2,000, and we would certainly hope that you could continue that. We would love 2,500 or 3,000 if possible, but, and just like Shelley was saying for Elder Bridge, we also have a match requirement. So we have our federal grant, and we have a match requirement, and that's what you help when you fund us. But the other thing is I use all the money that comes from the supervisors only in Kossuth County, and it is going a long way in our pen pal programs. We provide the stamps and envelopes to all the students that write the letters. The volunteers don't get any of that, but the schools do. And so it helps us expand and keep those programs going. One of the things that happens. So we say, hooray, RSVP volunteers, and we hope that you find that we have an advantage and some benefit for the county. And I would entertain any questions. Anybody have any questions? No? Do what we can, right?
Thanks what you for everything you do.
It's fun. It's fun. And every day's different. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the chance to be here.
Am I the last one to say?
No, we don't.
Okay.
One more.
What's kind of good to be last, then you'll be the one that everybody remembers, right? When you walk out of the room.
Call up there.
So you are.
Well, I think it's
for the paper.
There's not somebody up there, I think it's Steve Gordon, how it works.
And,
How it works, Just basically how it works. Okay, great, great. That on December the 13th, we would have half an inch of rain or more.
Oh, it's not a tornado like last year.
I know, no tornado, but we lost a whole fence in that tornado last year.
Yeah.
It needed to be replaced, but
Yeah.
still wasn't big.
Kind of forced your hand on that one.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that now instead of
Yeah.
sometime in the future. It's just so odd just to know it's raining, but I have a coordinator in Spencer, this morning, she said, I don't know if I can get to work, but they were having quite a bit of ice over there this morning, so.
Well, Kaylee texted me here, she says, are you, can you come home earlier? She says, it's a little icy down here, so maybe it's, I don't know, or icy now.
Well, I had heard that around noon, they thought that we were gonna start dropping temperatures and so
Yeah.
whatever is here, but when I came in, it was just raining.
Sure, yeah, well, I drove around town a little bit.
Where goes on the weather channels, the temp's supposed to raise
Right.
through midnight
And that's all
up
right.
to like 38, and then I don't think it's supposed to drop until tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, and we drop and lose on the weekend. I
I
think
know.
Saturday's high is gonna be 11 degrees or something.
The
Oh, boy.
negatives, yeah.
It is
We're
definitely
supposed to get a
winter.
couple inches of snow
Snow.
on Thursday.
Yeah, why aren't you up in the?
Oh.
And we're not supposed to get really anything for precipitation tomorrow, it's just supposed to drop.
It's what German.
So y'all will be seated in January?
Next Thursday.
Is that what
January
happens?
3rd is our first
Right.
meeting.
Would
Next
they,
Thursday, 1
obviously
degree.
you've got a notebook, so you're kind of in a training.
Well, just so, I mean, we know what's going on for.
Which
going
you
in.
should.
Right, right.
Mostly anyway, so.
Okay.
One of the prisons.
Yep,
Exciting,
yeah.
overwhelming?
See how we go?
Yeah.
Lot of
His wife.
So much goes on. And drainage alone.
Yeah. It's a lot of.
It was kind of fun.
And what is right, what is wrong, and what's this regulation, what's that regulation?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I just hear a little bit on the radio, not too much about
And,
carbon pipeline.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
but an ordinance is being drafted by the supervisors to try to kind of keep that within. Okay. Well, if anybody wants to know my stance on that, I will sure share.
I think I know what you're saying. I talked to Steve about it a little bit one day. Is that? I'm trying to think.
It is not coming
It's
through.
not going through Parkins originally.
Yeah, it was gonna go through the south end of ours.
Right, but it's not going through there.
No.
No, tip, Dean Frieder's ground.
Yeah, cause I think that's when I talked to Steve, was when they were still thinking about going through that south end of yours.
Right.
It'll come up with.
Well, sometimes I just find the most interesting thing is that these are for-profit companies that wanna come in and take Iowa eminent domain to do something that is for their pocket. It maybe isn't helping everybody else.
I don't know.
So, and then you hear, what was it, yesterday or day before, the Keystone Pipeline struck, it has a leak in Kansas, and something to the tune of 60,000 gallons of oil have already leaked into a creek, and they're talking about what a major cleanup that's gonna be. And that always seems to be a safer, if you're thinking about what is safe, compressed carbon exploding or oil going through, and still, things happen.
Yep, yeah. Affects the environment.
Well, and that's, the EPA is already in this Kansas, and I'm not exactly
Oh,
sure
I'm
where
sure.
in Kansas it is, but they were
Yeah.
talking about the cleanup, and essentially in the creek, their plan is they will take every rock and stone out of the creek, clean it, and return it, and they talk about the long, how long a process that is to actually get it cleaned up.
Yeah, yeah.
You think, you can't really wrap your mind around that.
Can't just turn the creek off and make it pressure water.
they don't think that'll work. So,
Say English, the German Secret Service.
well, I suppose just to get back to work.
Earn
my pay.
That's right.
The first thing they did was
Tell Steve I am.
the girls.
I'll do
I
that.
haven't seen him for a while.
Say hey to Kaylee.
I will.
Yeah, and then they called
Excuse me,
everybody to come
tennis
out.
shoes at the back. I don't get to
You were
look
so
very
tall.
often.
Sure.
We're close, but
I know,
I don't
yeah.
get there that often.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's,
Then they hung
yeah,
up.
not too much that goes on. No, a few things go on throughout the year.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
that
We
was
gotta
all we
keep our little
were.
towns vibrant.
That's right.
Big towns are little towns.
Yeah, yeah.
They
I, you know, I was going around county in this fall. I didn't realize, I knew Jason planned to plant a bunch of trees, but I hadn't actually been on the west side of his property.
Oh,
And seen the
yes.
whole line.
Oh, yes. But now, the orchard's not his. That's Brad Till's. And he lives, they partner on some things, but Brad's the one that's planted them and he maintains them. You know, does all the mulching and things. And if you haven't been lately, sometime about midsummer, he put up some little fun signs.
They're still
Have you seen
there.
those? Yes, I think that's
Oh, I
fun.
just assumed April did that.
No, that's a Brad thing. And
Okay.
originally, when he was talking about doing that, he was gonna make it a, you come and pick.
Yeah.
And I presume, I haven't really visited with him since, but he has really done,
Yeah.
it looks great, and all those fruit trees, so their peaches and their apples and their cherries and stuff, all kinds of stuff.
When they get mature and.
So the last thing is Jason has recently purchased the hall.
I know,
You
he
knew
bought
that?
Paris all there, because there's a piano in there that they wanted to get.
Oh, that's old as my.
Well, there's two of
diesel.
them in there, and the one of them I don't want at all. The other, but the one that was in the church,
Yes.
that one's good yet,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Well, we kept it maintained when the church was still there.
Yeah,
And that was,
yeah.
it was regularly serviced and
Yeah,
so.
yeah, well, I'm the last one that did it. But, yeah, so I don't know, I did a couple things out of my shop, I made a little sick of those.
Now, you're still doing, you were, not only, you still doing your tuning business, but you were talking about doing some refurbishing and things up,
Yep, I have.
and you're still actively
I've
doing
got-
that?
Just got poured a new floor and shop,
Oh,
and so I got it all organized and set up for the first time in 8 years, so.
nice.
Kinda nice.
So it just makes me think of pianos, makes me think, you know, Glenn Hendricks.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pen pal for RSVP.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
raised
I can
his
see him doing
students.
that.
Oh, he's a
Yeah.
great connection.
Good guy, good guy.
He's a good guy.
But, no, the shop stuff is going good, and, yeah.
Because
I
they
got a
don't
full
have-
upright restoring for family right now, and they're here in Algonah, actually.
Nice.
The last one was from Chicago, and I got 2 in Spencer.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I.
Now, if you could just start on one and go to the end, get it done, how long would it take you to?
Depends what they're all wanting me to do to it. Like the one from Chicago, that was a year-long project, but this one, I started November
We're leaving on
7th.
the 7th.
I'm
We don't come in. till
probably 2 weeks away from being done.
Oh.
So,
Third, fourth, fifth.
I'll just say 2 months,
Yeah.
then, till
Now, we
it,
come in,
from the time I started.
oh, yeah, okay,
to the
now
time
I'm looking at
it's
the wrong calendar.
done,
again.
I'll
Yeah,
about
we're on the
ready to
third,
deliver,
so it's the fourth. and
Yeah,
fifth.
so then that was just,
The third, we have.
I had cracks in the soundboard effects and restraining,
Yeah.
and the new camera connectors.
So when, do you actually
And then the
repair
fourth
the
and
cracks,
fifth
or
is
do
when
you find a new soundboard and replace it?
No, because you can't just order a new soundboard.
Right.
Especially for a 1904 piano.
Well, I didn't know if you
And-
had access to old things.
Right, right.
Parts, part them out.
Well,
We do equipment.
and soundboard is not really something you can part out,
Okay.
because it's so attached and glued in there, and it's just part of the frame of the piano.
So how do you work?
Martin
So,
Luther King Day.
I've got,
So we won't.
they sell, let's say, Yalon shims that are in V shape, they're just real thin, and so I widened it.
Supervisors.
I widened the crack that's there.
We'll be approving holidays coming in
Just with
shortly in
wood glue.
January. so
I mean,
we'll know
you
then.
The
glue
16th, that's the
the
only.
shim, you tap it in to that crack so it fits in a V. And then, when they all dry, you use the, whatever you call it, planer, yeah. Planer to smooth it out.
Yeah, because.
And then sand it off, well, they scrape the soundboard off, the old finish off, and then sand the lights in. and then rely your own, yeah, so.
It's a process.
It is a process, yeah, but, everyone I do, it seems to go a little faster and seems like I know what I'm doing supposedly.
Well, they always say, you wish you could do the second one first.
Right.
Whatever.
That's about right, yeah, but, the last one
About 3 weeks.
was way more than I had ever done. Like, you know, the pin block with the piano, that all.
Right, right.
I had to cut, make a whole new pin block and drill all of those, you know, hunt a couple of holes in exactly the right spot, so the plate, cast iron plate go over right. That was fun, but nerve wracking.
Wow. All right.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Later, so Merry Christmas, everybody. So long. Hey.
March. That's a whole year away.
No, for February, I'm sorry, February. That's how long we gonna be gone? Come back in February 1st.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
If you're leaving January, come back March,
Yeah.
you're more than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Have no cigarette.
smoke.
Guys are here.
In February.
February 6th.
February 6th.
That's our plan of being there for the meeting.
The 7th.
You're gonna be gone 1, 2, 3 weeks. Where are you going? 3 whole.
That's where you went last time, isn't it?
So I told her, we thought about staying overnight up there when we get back, I said, we're gonna drive home, I had a toilet meeting the next day.
Your kidney's gonna be wore out.
We're missing 3 meetings, and then we have to be there for the next one. What's a good supervisor who thinks he needs to be at meetings?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good one that faded right where we didn't have to.
Yeah.
That is it.
Trust me, this is full time. You guys can worry about it on your own.
Luke, you're our last one today.
Awesome. Came just a little bit early, just in case you were.
We can't start till 2:30, you got it on the agenda.
I put times on it.
Okay.
I'll show you something, sir.
Sure.
I was in Mason, I was in Mankato on Friday, but Saturday I was in Mills. Box of 5.
I think he's got the travel plans for Christmas.
What?
They went down to my grandparents.
410 shells you can't find.
No,
you can't find them.
New over New Year's, but other than that, just family or.
I've never seen such a thing. I'm oh shit, I'm looking at them like right down below, is other 28 shells for, normal price, and I'm like, $12 a shell for these? What's so special about this federal premium 3-inch?
It's interesting.
This is not too bad, hour and a half or.
Well, I looked, I said, hey, for 410, I want to grab some, and I looked down, I'm like, she's like, when you take them? No, I can get for 5 shells, just because they're there. I did find some 45 long ones, 56 bucks a box.
Same place?
Yeah, Mills. Okay. I found up north too, in Shields.
Yeah, we usually do that.
Except one box.
My family
Shield,
is,
Mills, instead of 10%. You get some decent, I'm picking up some 9s for,
yeah, we'll just go from there. Yeah.
14 bucks a box.
So we don't.
Everything's kind of coming back down.
The cheap ones were the ones I got. I got from Debson. Blazer rooms.
Yeah. They're usually around.
They're gonna go bang, bang, bang. It's all here. She don't need them.
Load up, head over to the. Yeah.
They're cleaner. They're pretty.
They're
bright.
Yeah, you get to have a good Christmas.
Yeah, you can take that at 38 bucks for a box of 5.
No, thank you.
It's ridiculous.
Tammy, did I lay a sheet on your desk?
You did, thank you.
I'm not a good enough shot anymore to buy them.
a little bit out of my league.
Only three of you at the desk this afternoon?
Technically, I don't have to be here, but if I wasn't here, you guys couldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have a quorum. So the other two are obviously gone.
Somebody decided to take off on vacation yesterday, not tell anybody.
I'd go on vacation, but I don't know what it means.
Means vacate.
Since I've been here, Roger, I don't think you've gone on vacation.
I haven't went on
He
vacation.
took a week off and laid on his back in the hospital, that was vacation.
That was before me. That was before me.
Yeah, I don't remember it though. I think you fed me, I'm not sure. I wouldn't recommend it.
You think so?
Nah, I didn't have a whole lot of fun.
Don was here this morning, but he couldn't be here this afternoon.
It's a meeting at 1 o'clock. These guys ain't been sworn in yet, so I couldn't, I had to stay.
We don't count for nothing yet.
Carter, you know Luke?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got any questions on aerial stuff? Just go in his office, he's a magician.
I try to be helpful. Try to answer things as best I can and be helpful.
I thought you said that the Boone Valley was done with.
So it'll be ongoing, I don't want to say indefinitely, but I mean, it'll continue for a number of years. So we have the Boone River Watershed Coordinator, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I haven't talked to him for a while, but.
Amond?
What's that?
Amond, or whatever his name was?
No, Kyle Lamette.
Yeah.
So he's with the Iowa DNR. So he's really just sort of a coordinator for the whole watershed thing. I shouldn't say that, not for the watershed thing, but for the watershed authority. So he's sort of a coordinator for the group of individuals that gets together. So he's more of an administrative side of that. Sean McCoy is the Boone River Watershed Manager. So he's the one that addresses farmers, helps get people interested in enrolling in practices for edge of stream, bioreactors, things along those lines, so.
We're ready, Luke.
Great. Well, I'm here on behalf of the Soil and Water Conservation District to thank you for your past support for the funds you provided for the district. So that's something that you've done 2-3 years now. I think we had a little break with COVID amongst everything. But those funds have allowed us to be more resourceful, use it for advertising both in paper, on the radio. We continue to sponsor local contests. We have other sponsorships for conservation groups that come through, like Water Rocks is one of them. It also helps us pay our dues for the Iowa Association. In addition, we've used some to help sponsor some of the scholarships for the Conservation District. So some of our ongoing projects or developing projects include the stream signage project, and I know I've talked about that in the past years. That's still sort of developing. We kind of have looked everywhere, done grant applications to get some offset funds to help pay for that. Through the Boone River Watershed, the signs are being taken care of within the watershed boundary down in the southeast part of the county there. So Kyle Emmett helped coordinate that. Then he's working with Doug Miller to get those installed. So that part of the county is being taken care of from a signage on the paved bridges is basically what we're looking to do. It's not all gravel roads and small culverts or anything like that, so. But the Soil and Water Conservation District would like to ask for an allocation of $5,000 for the next budget year.
See, this drought's kind of hard on all those fish you're trying to protect.
Pardon me?
The Topeka Shiner, you guys are trying to protect with that, down in that area, that's low water, ain't too much for them.
No, and they've done some, not in Kossuth County, but down in Wright County, they've done some projects geared toward the Topeka Shiner, in that the water flowing through the culverts has eroded on the downstream side, and so they've lowered some of the culverts, they've adjusted that so the Topeka Shiner can move up this way a little bit easier.
Can shine a little better?
Apparently.
Well, they should, DNR should have brought all those otters back, cause what do you think they're eating?
Well, they eat all the Topeka Shiner.
So it's a food source then.
Yeah.
Because McCullen talks about it's dry, it's got, the size of a kiddie swimming pool,
Yeah.
that's all that's in that one, so it's all dead.
Is it? It's all dry down there. And hopefully it's just dormant, not dead.
Like I said, the water's only about the size of a little kiddie swimming pool, and it's probably froze tight now.
Okay.
So I'd say everything in there's dead.
I'll bet it
But
is.
that creek, when I was running Zutner's Creek down there, beaver trapping, and there's a lot of little minnows along the dams.
Okay.
I don't know what Topeka looks like, I didn't grab one, but
I think it looks like a minnow, so sort of one and the same to me, but I'm
I
not.
think you're a, what do you call it, one of your critters. They taste the same.
Oh, an otter?
Yeah, an otter, yeah.
Tastes like a fish.
3 less to eat this time.
So I think our efforts have been important in helping, overall the number of acres in no-till, strip-till conservation practices like cover crops. It's increased through the state of Iowa. And in no small part, it's part of getting the word out, helping inform farmers. So we've got a great conservation assistant that's with us, Sarah Pearson, that's been key. She's a full-time staff over there now that's been key in helping us get the information out. So we hope to continue to do that. That being said, Sarah Pearson is leaving us. She and her husband Bob farm over just kind of in between Tammy and I's location over there in Wesley Township. So she's going full-time with their practice, and they're going to continue to do more with organic acres and other things like that.
What's
So
her dad's name? See the guy that takes pictures, her dad, Hanson?
Pearson?
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
her
yeah,
dad?
that's her dad, yeah.
Bruce.
Bruce Hanson.
Bruce Hanson.
Didn't know that.
Okay, yeah, cause I was on their farm, they had a problem with water going underneath that road.
Yeah.
So we put them, hog slats in there.
Okay.
To stop the water, it's eroding out their fields.
Okay.
Okay, I know the lady Tom, really nice lady.
Yeah.
She is really nice.
Yeah, we're gonna miss her. So right now, we're gonna work with the Humboldt County, and we're gonna have a part-time conservation assistant through them. So she's part-time with Humboldt County.
It's like our wedding.
Sarah is full-time with us, so it's gonna be a little bit of an adjustment till we get somebody back on full-time. But
Still have cover crop work this year, when we didn't get no rain to grow the seed for the fall.
hit and miss. In this case, the drill seeding worked better than the aerial seeding did. So got more ground contact and everything with it. So that made a difference on that. Rye, oats, I think rye performed the best. I think we had somebody put in radishes again. So they used to do that up by Big Six. There was a farmer that used radishes as a cover crop, so.
Wasn't that supposed to be better for nitrogen?
Yes. Yep. Yep. There's a little more to it though, than just a typical cover crop where you roll in and terminate it and plant through it. So I think the radishes, you've gotta cultivate it up and then work it back into the ground. So it's a different practice, so.
There's a lot more cover crops used east of here, further, you get in the karst soils over by Osage.
Yeah.
In that area, they're really going at it there compared to what we do here.
But it's increased in the past, 5-10 years here. So it went from very little to quite a bit more. And so there's folks like Nate Voss, Al Lubenthal are big into those practices. And so I think that helps sort of spread the word too, and just get more people involved. We've got Pat Marin up in the north part of the county. He's doing some more of that, so getting involved in some of the conservation practices. So again, north part of the county, south part of the county, it's different areas and it's different soils. So it just, that's the tough part about, I think, the conservation practices in the field is they're just different depending on where you are. And there's no specific or exact science to it, and so.
Well, last year, Lubenthal, he's got a farm south of me, Sherman Township. Al and his brother Andy.
Yep.
And they put the cover crop out, and they got it in there real late, combining beans. The cover crop was about this high. So when they were combining it, all that cover crop was plugging the sieves, and beans were going right out the ass end of the combine. That wasn't working too well.
No, that's what he said. That didn't work so well on that field in particular.
Nope, they were trying everything, and they were having a heck of a time.
You know, and that's kind of the hard part is getting people into it, and it's just not tried and true in every field like standard tillage is. So that's been the difficulty. But again, it is growing, and
Trouble, most of it, a lot of them want to seed it after they're done combining, and it's so short.
it is. Yeah, it is.
But if you go south of 20, you got another 2 weeks.
It makes all the difference
It
in the
makes
world.
all the difference in the world on your cover crop.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, and again, dry, wet, just depends on the year, you know, how well it does and how well it performs. And strip till seems to be gaining more momentum. So,
Yeah, I think so.
So you're still tilling, you know, which keeps that practice going.
You're seeing a lot more drill beans, mid standing corn stalks. Ludwig's got a rig, and a Kefke kid from Laverne goes out and custom does it.
Okay.
You're seeing a lot of that. They drill at an angle, and you can combine straight or at a different angle. And
It's funny, you know, 20 years ago, everybody was drilling beans by me.
now they don't.
Now nobody is.
Yeah, it came and went.
Yeah, it came and went where
Yeah.
all the guys around me, they just quit. The white mold got them.
Yeah, didn't get a wet year, how close they are.
It did, it just got them.
Yeah, and they combine in any direction you felt like, you know, you still can more or less, but, so. That's all I have for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you, appreciate your consideration.
Yep, thanks, Luke.
Is it the coach there? He's supposed to call you.
Well, I guess I brought you what you didn't answer, so.
And, I asked him if he was gonna put somebody on first meetings, and he had to want somebody to request it. I said, "Yeah, I'll send it."
Anything else to come before the good of Kossuth County today?
No, sir.
Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. No, I just wanted to know you got it. I don't need a bag. Sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't need it.
Might be the breaker in it, Jack.
Is there one breaker?
There's might be some, he left two of them.
Get something out of it.
You can have mine, we have one, so I.
You guys recording?
Oh,
Yeah.